At Finance, we seek out the hidden gems in cryptocurrency. We will tailor your portfolio to work for you. Are you ready to transition your investments from traditional markets to cryptocurrency? Are your coins staked and earning interest? Are you overwhelmed with all the jargon in crypto? Is your portfolio underperforming and you want to reposition into consistent winning blue chip coins and viable projects? Do you feel like you missed out on DeFi, Metaverse, and NFTs? Here at Finance, we provide you with the data, skills, and tools you need to stay on top of the digital asset market. Finance, we are the future of crypto.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Vibra Live. And yes, Torrin, I will DM you that the link. Just give me actually, shit, I don't know how. I can't do that right now. My other phone's on the charger. Give me 1 second. I'll have Lindsay send it over to you. And yeah, you can join us here. So appreciate everyone that's stopping in. We got some wild stuff happening today. You know, I was on vacation last week, and shout out to Chaos Chris from the Verse. He has been absolutely crushing the P-die stuff. He's been talking about it for over a week now, and I definitely dropped the ball. Didn't get my bag until earlier today, but Atropa is pumping. We're seeing the FTSI coin pumping. So we'll talk about this here. Basically, Atropa, for you guys that don't know, it is basically a coin. It's an AMM bot that is buying or keeps stables at parity and is buying up and using the liquidity to buy up P-die. And that's why we're seeing P-die pumping like crazy. That's up 35% in 24 hours. So we got fireworks happening right now. Tons of tinfoil hat conspiracies. And no one better to chop it up with than Thothschild himself.
What up, my man? Thank you so much for having me, my brother.
Yeah, bro.
This is, I think, a first time for you and I, then.
Yeah, dude, it is. We popped the cherry.
We've known each other for a while and had positive regard for one another in the community. Tonight finds us both, I don't want to say shook, but with maybe a heightened sense of awareness, tingly fingertips, eyes are sharp, and you have that heightened sense of everything going on around you. I could have gone down this rabbit hole probably about 3 or 4 days ago when it first came across my desk. I had a lot going on in my life, and I said, let's let it settle a little bit. Tonight, I initiated my deep dive, Adam, and my mind is blown on top of blown on top of blown on top of blowed. I don't know where I am or what's happening. So I'm kind of using you as a touchstone now to try and get my bearings again and understand what the fuck is going on.
Bro, dude, I mean, yeah, I'm pretty much in the same spot. I was just in the Twitter spaces that was just going on, trying to wrap my head more about this, or wrap my head around it. And to start off, Atropa is the leader of the charge here. It's the main coin. There's, I think, 20 coins tied to Atropa. And there's up, there's down, there's this TSFI, there's I can't even remember. Teddy is one of them. There are these really bizarre names, but nobody can really dig up any information because this stuff was put through a mixer. So there's a privacy bridge, and the name of it is Blockbend. And
Blockbend, lots to talk about with Blockbend tonight.
Yeah,
man.
bro, this is
one of the most interesting facets. Yeah, that's one of the most interesting facets of the entire story.
It is.
And we could be, I mean, I don't want to skip steps of the greater story that you're in the process of telling right here, but if we were to just give it summation, is Fearless Leader connected to all of this? It would, from some angles, it would appear so, but I'm trying to slow my roll, you know, and take it easy here, man.
Well, that I think is the $1 million question. You know, there's been like speculation there in that Twitter Spaces, and people just kind of throwing wild conspiracies out there that Richard has
that's so irresponsible.
yeah, yeah. Like, we know Richard, he's about decentralization and not having centralized figures and having our own payment system, having our own currency that's better than their currency. And this, I think, I don't know, with the SEC lawsuit, with him not showing his face, you know, I don't know. I can't say this is directly him. I don't even know if he's involved, but whoever built Atropa is a very smart person. And this has been something that's been in the making for at least a year, I would say.
Yeah.
And I mean, just to see, or just to hear the potential of where this stuff can go and how inevitably Pulsechain can flip Ethereum. You know, we need a stable coin at the end of the day that's solid over here. And I believe they were able to change the code on DAI on Pulsechain so you can no longer just mint endless DAI anymore. The only way to mint it, I believe, is with the WBTC, and it's just nowhere near profitable to do. So I believe that's the only way to mint it as of now. So all these people saying, oh, it's just endless inflation. No, that's not true whatsoever.
Can we real quick, if you don't mind, I think, you know, as the word guy, I'm going to go with my strengths, man. I'm going to go to symbolism, etymology, things of this nature. It was in briefly speaking, DMing back and forth with Lindsay from Vibra earlier, that she brought up the term nightshade, which I thought was really interesting. And I just want to read to the crowd real quick the Merriam-Webster definition of Atropa. We have a genus of Eurasian and African herbs such as belladonna. Okay. Now this is kind of weird and interesting. Of the family of Solanaceae, of Solanaceae, that has entire leaves, usually a bell-shaped calyx and corolla. Okay. The calyx, those of you who are 420 will know what a calyx is. It's the puffy part in the middle of the flower there. The fruit is a berry, and it's the source of both medicinal as well as poisonous alkaloids, such as atropine and scopolamine. Okay. What do I glean from that? Nothing. I'm more bewildered than I was when we started the stream.
So there is also some kind of a story about Atropa. I think it's like a sci-fi story. Okay. And it ends in doom and gloom. But out of that.
So we have, nightshade, belladonna, poisonous plant, and sci-fi that ends in apocalypse. Wonderful.
Yeah. But out of the doom and the gloom, a couple of clones from the originals, I guess, thrived and went on to do big things. So, bro, I mean, dude, it's wild. Like, yeah, bro, this is. I'll bring up this tweet here that so Hodonomics, definitely check him out. He's
real quick, just for you and I as a firewall to our credit in the community. We didn't pre-plan. Adam and I didn't pre-plan a single facet of this out. When we say that this is extemporaneous and on the cuff, folks, you have to understand how deeply that is the case. You are seeing real-time revelation as it occurs.
100%. Like, I literally, this was just likes, tweets, and then, hey, you want to jump on? And
I just introduced myself to this fucking guy about 5 minutes ago. He said, hey, you want to come on stage? I said, sure, buddy, let's do that. So yeah.
We've been DMing for a while back, just never had the time sync up. But hey,
or the inclination, and this provided insta inclination. Just add water.
Yeah, exactly, bro. So Yeah, bro. Like this, we need a stable coin on Pulsechain. And
This
like,
is
I don't
true.
know much about Coast, but I'm hearing that it's basically just a bank account and it is not decentralized. And with DAI here, with the changes in the code, if this continues with the Atropa and the liquidity keeps coming in and they just keep buying it up, buying it up, buying it up. Once this stable coin hits I would say a penny, 2 pennies, it's going to $1. If it can make it that high, it's going to get to $1. So, like, this is going to be really interesting in the next couple days to see where this goes. Like, could you imagine?
Just to let everybody else know, additionally, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but just to interject real quick, we can often use maybe Telegram groups, specifically when the Hexagon, Pulsechainiac community. We can look at the popularity of maybe some of these Telegram groups to understand where you are in the arc of popularity and some of these things. I myself just joined P-die and Atropa over on Telegram. I was the 880th member of the P-die group and the 180th member of the Atropa group. So that's how early in all of these developments we are right now, folks.
Yeah, this is, I mean, I set a stream up earlier today and I was just going to talk about DAI pumping. I didn't even know what Atropa was 8 hours ago, literally. And it's been wild, bro. Just like what this TSFI coin. I mean, I've been scalping this thing all day. I mean, it's doubled up almost 3 times.
Well, that is something there that acronym that you just gave is what they were talking about over in the P-die group. And a shout out to Torrin. Most Hexicans will know who Torrin is. Shout out to Torrin for turning me on to some of this stuff and kind of getting my old engine started on this front. He's somebody we might want to ask in here.
Bro, that's so funny that you said that because give about 10 seconds. And speaking of the devil,
get out of here. See, you guys doubt Thothschild, man. He is a prescient.
Oh, are you behind this?
I know nothing.
Oh, yeah, Bobby, bro. This is crazy, bro. Like, I'm not like, I FOMO'd in. Like, I believe that I was told that 300 million hex or something like that was used to fund this wallet. So it's well funded. And just thinking if this can sustain and we can get this coin up, I mean, shit, a double up from here puts us at a 1/10 of a penny, over a 1/10 of a penny. So then, I mean, shit, we're a 10x. It did a 10x in 5 days. We're a week away from, holy shit, this is real now.
Yeah, I'm trying so hard to suppress myself right now, because I don't want to make any like otherworldly proclamations, but just a cursory projection, okay, about what is possible. And I'm not just only talking about the price performance that you allude to right now, Adam. I'm talking about what the implications, okay, of what this all means for our brand new baby chain. I shiver to think at the potential, at the glory here, man.
Hey, I heard someone today say basically that if this DAI thing fails, Pulsechain fails. And that was from somebody that I really respect. So
I think I know who you're talking about. Yeah. Man.
Yeah, bro.
And I mean, we literally have this teetering now on the edge just in the course of our conversation.
Yep.
Of this being the panacea and the thrust, okay, on getting Pulsechain into a position to I'm sorry, I don't know what your policy is on swearing on this channel, but
you're good.
To effing dominate, okay, the world, and then in almost the same breath, you are giving the corollary, which, if this doesn't pan out, I don't know. Forgive me. My mind is just spinning right now. This is a good bullet point list you have here, though. Vibes.
Yeah, this is, I mean, I just want to kind of go, like, just looking through this, like,
sure.
I mean, you can't buy Atropa without P-die. You can't buy down without Atropa. Is Atropa a reserve system for the ecosystem?
Okay, and we're looking at, real quick to interject, we're looking at, these are all bullet points of veracity. These are the arguments for this being the real deal Holyfield.
Exactly. Yeah. These are basically just a list of the key points, the stability points that this guys came up with after doing his research.
Yeah.
And, you know, also too, bro, Richard owns what, 15% of the DAI anyways, I believe.
Oh, most certainly he does. Yeah, absolutely.
So that right there tells me he's a big fan of DAI. So is that another coincidence? Like, what the other?
You know what? I hate to just real quick. This is the spot for me to interject this, because I cannot forget about this brother. He mystically, magically forgot how to swim down in Puerto Rico. Okay, in the wintertime. We cannot bring up DAI without bringing up the name Nicholas Mushigan. Okay, may you rest in peace, brother. My understanding is that at the time he forgot how to swim, okay, this co-designer of DAI had basically been so disgusted with what he thought was them pulling that stable coin, that baby of his, away from its decentralization principles, that Nicholas Mushigan had subsequently authored a white paper, his last white paper, my friends, that he authored before he forgot how to swim. You could still find this online. The name of it escapes me right now. But this kid was, oversimplification, for all intents and purposes, one of the good guys out here. He was fighting the fight of first principles for our sovereignty, autonomy, true DeFi. And it's a tragedy what happened to him. But you know, I just scarcely think that we could ever bring up DAI without bringing up Nick Mushigan, man.
Dude, some of the tweets about the that was some crazy stuff, and it just makes you like really think and hope like Richard is just being. I mean, I'm sure he is, but
yeah,
man, I mean,
take heart,
yeah,
take heart, because I bring it up often. Fans of my show, my live stream, which we should have episode maybe 110 coming up this week. Guys will know that I key in on certain things. And to my credit, magically, somehow, I tend to be a hyper majority dead balls correct on a lot of things. I said that one of the things that's going to come out here as a result of this SEC shakeout is we're going to find out that Fearless Leader technically is not the OA. In that process of finding that out, I believe that we find out that Fearless Leader is part of a consortium, okay? He's the face. He's the charisma. And the reason I bring that up is because, you know, when I first became a Hexkin, I moved under the auspices that there was this lone renegade maverick, okay, who was out here, you know, fighting the good fight, you know, for all the right reasons. It's only through my maturity and development that I really come to believe that he's got a team, guys, you know, and his team is greater than your average Hexican on the street. And for that reason, don't lose sleep. Okay. Richard's OPSEC is through the fucking roof, but he's not alone. And that's just a speculation that I have.
Yeah. Well, no, and I really hope that is the case. You know, I think I would pretty much agree it is the case. Nothing else tells me that. Mm-hmm. And like hearing in that spaces that one of the guys from what is it, the block bend there, one of the developers was in one of the Atropa Telegram groups, or one of the early groups, and said something about Richard told me, and then deleted the message immediately. And then like they have screenshots of saying like your secret is like, okay, it was wiped or whatever. So, I mean, dude, there's just a lot of, I don't know, a lot of coincidences. People could just be bored in the bear market. And someone is just bored as hell and just has people just riled up for no reason. I mean, that's damn well could be a possibility, but there's a lot of stuff that points to something bigger.
Okay. And I'm guilty just now of throwing a speculative out there, and I know a lot of our audience is going to want hard and fast facts, but I'm sorry, we are at a part of this game, and I think you'll agree, Adam. We're at a part of this game right now, as this all develops, that there's just going to be some speculation. I'll try and rein it in. People know I can get a little radical and crazy. You know, I'm gonna try and rein it in as best I can. But please do forgive us for postulating some of these things that Adam and I think are possible out here. Okay, because definitives, that's a short list at this stage.
Oh yeah, bro. And honestly, bro, like don't even like I'll throw out the wildest stuff. Like I'll call. I don't care. Like I'm gonna say what I believe, whether it's how crazy it is or not.
Right on.
You know, there's no holding back here. So
is Torrin coming up in here? Where are you at? There he is. Oh my goodness.
Is he there? Torrin, you there?
Time. Yeah, it's about damn time, right, Thoths?
Yeah, man. You and I haven't been on together in a while, and I've never had the pleasure of being on with on the Vibra Finance channel here. So this is a night of firsts for me.
Beautiful. Yeah, this is only number 2 for me, I think, on Adam's channel. I did it once with Facing Reality.
Hell, well, bro, yeah, bro. We know when we're something important, we got to get you on here and get your thoughts. So you've been in the Telegram.
I got lucky. I got super lucky on this deal, but you know, and I just got to say I'm very happy to be here. Thanks for having me up, and it's great to be back up here on a stream with Thoths. And yeah, I can't even fucking sleep, dude, since I found this shit. I'm not even joking, dude.
This shit is fucking up my entire life.
It is,
holy
dude.
shit, bro. Die just pumped up. Fuck, it just printed a god candle in the last 5 minutes. It just came back down. Holy shit.
Great.
Dude.
Well, look how gorgeous that chart is. It looks super healthy as fuck to me.
Dude.
Like,
right?
I mean, especially considering where we're at. Like, I swear this stuff is carrying Pulsechain, and we're just sucking everything else out of crypto right now. Rune had some great info, and I had friends, you know, tell me, "Oh, Rune, this, that." They had got in a couple days ago on P-die, took their 2x out, put it in Rune, and then dang near lost it all. I'm like, oh my God, it takes us all. It takes us all. It really does. You know?
But bro, I just want to say one thing. Like you were not lucky to have gotten into this, because I was talking to Torrin and before we went live here, and where are the Hex OGs here? Like where are these?
Okay, this brings up a big talking point.
Like, so
I think we're going to develop.
If you're gonna sit up here and shill the fuck out of ETH Fair and ETH POW heck and go do all this and waste so much time on that bullshit, well, I just sat back and said, who the fuck is gonna ever use this stuff when Pulsechain launches? And then when something like this comes out, an AMM bot like this with stablecoin implications, and you're just nowhere to be found, it's like, dude, we need leaders, bro.
You know what, Thoths? I think we need to pop Adam's 10-hour stream cherry on this one. I'm not even joking. Like, we could start playing, because you know what, that Telegram voice chat, they go on all night. Like, I was in there till 4 o'clock last night, and those guys were like, dude, we know what time it is there. You're killing it, but you got to go to bed. I'm like, okay.
Sleep? What sleep? What is the sleep that you?
And I still didn't sleep. I should have just stayed in there. Like, it's nuts what's going on. And like, Coffee just showed up today in that Telegram chat. Access Alive just showed up in there, and I love it. I mean, and I'm telling you, those guys, they want the info. I mean, there's no joke. There's some major players.
And this is a good indicator. It's a good barometer, is it not, Torrin and Adam, of how we are really on the early side of a breaking wave right now. guys who are always light years ahead of me, you know, and what I can manage. Just today, just the last like 12 hours, sees a lot of our key players, influencers, and providers of reliable, good information in the ecosphere are just waking up to this, taking it seriously. They want to know what's going on. They're collecting their information. And I mean, I always feel blessed to even be a part of this thing in this community and be here with my people. But this here, the implications, I think the one thing that all three of us share here on this stream, and probably a lot of the audience, is that I think we instantly understand long game implications. Okay. Like we're trying to temper it. We're tempering what we're saying and we're sharing. But I think the three of us, am I not right? Like you can tell what this means near term and long game. And it's like, whoa.
Yeah, I just want to say, I mean, I want to say on and on for hours and hours, honestly. But while this chart is up, if you look at that that big pump and then big dump, those were influencers. That was go back to the left. Go back, yeah. That. There's a term in that Telegram chat, and I'm not going to say it because I respect the guys that they're calling that on. But you see the bottom of that, the bottom of that red candle.
Yeah,
that's where I got in. Thanks to Hexographer. Shout out to Hexographer. He's the one that brought this to us, to our community, to our little side, clip.
Yeah. Our micro community, as it were.
Yeah.
DG and Hexographer, the body mechanic and Hexographer were both chirping about it, like what, 3 days ago?
11th. Well, the 10th. Actually, it was the 10th, and I watched that candle. I watched the other side, the green side. Yep, right there. I watched that shit go up, and I was like, dang, I cannot buy that. I just can't. And there's so many Hexicans that are watching what's going on. And they've learned from Richard, and they're old school, and they're like, I got my principles, man, and I just can't buy these green candles. I can't. And now that's where I was at, and it served me well. It served me very well, but only because of the FUD, only because of the Hex community coming out. And I don't know why they did it. I mean, I'm not even gonna go there. But all I'm saying is thanks, guys, because I wasn't ready to get in. And then that night on the 10th, boom, it crashed. And then the next morning I got a decent entry, and it wasn't a lot, but it's enough to absolutely change my life. That's for sure. So I'm not fudding anything like or being negative to anybody. I mean, honestly, everybody here is trying to figure out what the hell's going on. Like, but the chart doesn't lie. I mean, what I said earlier, and Coffee actually made a comment on it. Like, there's one thing, if you want to go to your no coiner friends that don't get it, most of them have heard all the bad news. They're like, crypto this, crypto that. You show them this chart, the last few days, and their eyes are gonna turn. They're gonna be like, so what? What? Wait, what?
Bro, this is the maker Dow chart. I bought it earlier today at like $2.05. And now it's up. It just printed a huge green candle to 330, bro. So I don't know if this is coincidence. I don't know if this is influencers, but I mean,
do me a favor and throw the log on that son of a bitch for a second, would you please? Okay. Okay. Well, goodness.
Dude, I mean, so like, Tor, like what you were saying earlier, like it just shit is too risky. Like it's so hard to do. Like what I've been in the PRC 20s like since they launched, and I've been talking about them on this channel. We watched Chainlink and Aave and Uniswap go crazy in the beginning, and some of these coins, like you just have to take that blind risk, and it feels like you're just burning your money. There's no other feeling. Like you're buying this shit and you're saying, you know what, this could go to zero. Oh well, like if you don't.
No. You know what? Right now, my biggest issue is like I've been pinching myself all day and night for the last few days. And the reason why I don't want to say anything to anybody is because it's so good. Like, I'm like, this is too good to be true. The last thing I want is one of my buddies to be like, I'm betting the house. It's too good. I'm betting the fucking house. You know what I mean? Like, I'm waiting for some really solid answers, and I don't know if they're going to come. Like, they will come, but it may be way too fucking late. You know what I mean? Like, you just got to know what you're doing, play your risk ratio, and keep your eyes open.
Yep, you got it. Yeah, bro. You have to just, like, at some point, like, you are gambling. Like, there's no way to sugarcoat it. Like, when you're playing with this stuff, but at the same time as gambling, like, if you hit on one of these and as some of this happens, like, just looking at this list, this tweet here of some of the stuff that this guy.
Continue with this crazy list. I mean, it's hard to deny once you read this, man.
True. And just coincidences with supplies and people in different chats, testnet stuff. Like, there's just so much to this, and the potential, the implications of
mind blowing, dude. And I'm telling you, your list isn't even close to complete. Like,
no, dude, this
I absolutely love, like, and I'm gonna give my hands up prayer again for Nicholas. Like, it gives me goosebumps. There is something major going on here. The connection, the fact that that Richard owns in ETH, the fact that he likes that and he doesn't like DAO, and we have Atropa, which, like, in my mind, that kind of makes the whole DAO thing unnecessary. Like, I'm really looking at this hard at a technical level, and there's a whole bunch of people that are with me. I mean, I'm not going to say who I've brought in personally, not until they come out themselves publicly. But there's a lot of people that are really trying to dissect this shit hard and figure out what the hell's going on. And I don't know if we're gonna get real answers, but, like, you know, the chart speaks for itself. The charts, not just the chart, the charts. Like, there's multiple charts here tied together. There are things going on we've never seen before in crypto.
Bro,
yeah, I bought a Atropa this morning with Pulse, Bobby. Yeah,
Atropa. Look at this candle we just got on the hourly here. Where this pulls up, they're all just starting to go, dude. Let's fucking go. Oh man, I'm loving this, bro. Like, so for example, this TSFI, this thing has been going like this all day today. So I sold out and I rebought at like 21 cents down here, like right or a little earlier tonight. So where was it? I don't know. Here we go. This dip down here, 21 cents right there. And then within like 15 minutes.
And I haven't even played with I'm a pretty straight edge kind of dude. I mean, I like my alcohol and that, but you know, in terms of crypto, I know about my emotions. So you know, this is what got me with this whole deal. Is like,
you ain't banging hopium straight into the main vein anymore.
Not to. But I mean, it's like, I got, you know, for a while I'm like, okay, RH this, RH that, and then I started thinking about it, and I'm like, you know, it doesn't even matter. Like, when you think, like, look at what is going on with the Atropa, what they're doing, like, it's crazy to me.
Whatever you just did, your audio just improved about 900%. Whatever you just did in the last 2 seconds.
Yeah,
your audio was glitching, and then it just got real crystal clear and got a bump of about 20 dBs.
Yeah, it's my
sorry to interrupt.
It's my Fed. I love my Fed.
Yeah, you're Fed. Every hexagon has one.
Yeah.
I was telling my community the other day, I take my guys coffee and donuts in the morning, you know? How you guys doing? You all right? Anybody need to use the bathroom? All right, just make sure use the spray when you're done. All right, come on in.
Yeah, I don't really know. I mean, I see so much crazy stuff in tech, like I just ignore it anymore. I'm like, I'm on the right side. I have my faith in my creator and whatever. I'm forging forward. There's so side note there. But actually that brings me back to a really interesting point.
Hey, I'm listening. I'll be right back, guys.
They started to touch on it a little bit in the Twitter space. They called it the conspiracy theory space tonight, and it's just ridiculous. Like this whole thing just screams Thothschild. Like this is Thothschild stuff to go on his like a 48-hour stream. Like
don't you tempt me.
I'm not even joking.
Finish one, bro. Like, what else are you doing right now?
Nightshade, the sci-fi show, I mean, like, I could go on and on. It's pretty damn incredible. The block blend, go look at blockblend.io. Tell me that doesn't look hexagon to you.
Right, dude? I was saying that earlier. I said, tell me that's not a hexagon riding those pulse chain.
There you go. I'm almost sure, and I'm going to just keep saying it at this point, like, because I guarantee nobody's going to prove anything, not off of what I say, but I'm almost sure Dev Kyle is somewhere in this mix. If he's not if he's not coding, he's paying attention. Like, there's just too many things going on here that scream hexagon, so much so that it doesn't even matter who's behind it. Like, we all know, we all feel it, we can see it. It's the vision playing out. It's decentralized, trustless, native, stable, like crowd-funded. Like, what I really want to know, and I started getting into it with a couple of well, I'll just say rags. I'm not going to mention the other one. Like I said, there's a lot of people digging in heavy as they can. And you know what? There's a bunch that have already dug in before them. And we're going to get, well, maybe we're going to get to the bottom of it. And maybe we're just going to all throw our hands up and be like, okay, we'll just watch the chart.
Normally you can see like where money's coming from on chain, but because this block blend, this bridge it's a privacy bridge. It's basically got Tornado Cash built into it. So you can't tell where this money's coming from. So it very well could be Richard. It could be Thothschild. It could be me. Like, nobody knows. And I don't think.
Oh, shut your mouth. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, there's a bunch of things that I've keyed into yet that haven't been brought up because I don't really want to even spread hype yet. Like, it's doing great on its own.
See,
like,
Torrin, this whole thing of me being homeless, it's been the perfect cover.
Yeah, I hate that. Like,
don't be sad. I'm actually a multi-billionaire, guys. It's all been an act.
Yeah. Torrin, we're not. Well, this isn't spreading FUBO. This is how you spread awareness and like common sense to people. Like, you honestly like have conversations. So, like, people don't have like the ability to do this.
No.
The business sector does not want to get into crypto because of the public nature of blockchain.
Right. Yeah, the transparency that's inherent there.
Yep.
Exactly. So all of a sudden, we might see some major movement on the business front because, including this block blend aspect, all of a sudden, it might be real business. It might be.
Imagine if this launches, bro. The first anonymous crypto to virtual Visa card in the crypto space. Simply spend your desired crypto asset.
Get the fuck out of here with what you're saying right now. Can you imagine? And this is what we were talking about on Whales Only, second space. Shout out to ATX, Disciple, Crypto Wonder. Shout out to Westcott. Shout out to Whales, Pulseformer, Whales. We were talking about it. I was bringing up Ubuntu. I was bringing up the Barter Society. I asked Wales, I said, do you think we could have done a better job in the intervening years trying to create more of a system where we're not talking about store value as much as we're talking about transactional capabilities, even if it's just within a closed system, okay? Like paying for goods and services with your HEX, with your pulse chain, with your PulseX. That's what my man's talking about right the fuck now.
Anonymously too, without being able
that's
to
the point.
trace it.
Anonymously. Yeah, because like businesses only operate on advantage. You know, that's what they got to have. First mover advantage. They got to have security of their intellectual property. They got, you know, so they don't want their competitors to know what they're buying for what. They can't. I mean, they just can't, not in a capitalist society anyway. So that's why they don't like blockchain. It's not because they don't know they can't put their money here or put their money there or put it back into a stable and be secure. It's because they don't like the transparency. That's the problem. Really, that's been the problem. All of a sudden, it's going to get fixed real soon.
Thoughts? They say you got your microphone is a little too loud. Oh, looks like
just that. I talk loud when I get hyped up too. So there we go. Is that better?
Yep. Oh, it looks like we're. Oh shit, my bad. I'm sharing your screen somehow. Oops.
Well, no, that's okay. I wanted to put that up.
All right, perfect. There we go. Hell yeah.
What do you guys think?
Yeah, yeah. I don't know, but that. What do we need? Do we need to think?
Yeah, bro. That's. It look Black Blend supply.
Not only that,
nine
were
more.
Deployed within the same 24 hours.
There you go. Yeah, bro. There's.
And not only that, I personally think it is a major OG, like OG, not just OG, the one that created hexagons, not Richard, but somebody very close to him that's done all this.
You heard me talking about the consortium aspect. Did you hear me talking about that? I mean, I know you have the community, right?
Yeah, I heard it tonight. Yeah, and I 100% agree. You can't, like, really? Do you think Richard doesn't have any super powerful friends that he works with? Just like the three of us talking right now, live. We talk live, but, you know, we have our own private combos too. I guarantee you. Richard's doing it day in and day out. And I know a few of those people. Dev Kyle, one of the more public ones. That guy's a rock star beyond belief. So much that, like, he doesn't even have to be a rock star. Like, half the people don't even know. I bring his name up over and over now in that Telegram, and people don't know who he is. And I'm like, oh, that's just even more bullish to me.
Yeah, dude, bro, bro, like, this is like people like that. That hate on this or whatever. They just can't see it. Like, if you're a fan of Hex and you're a fan of real DeFi, and you're not a fan of like what this Beetroot is doing, where the anonymous exchanges.
Love Beetroot. I love Beetroot.
Yeah,
love
dude,
it.
me too. Like,
I just have to say one thing about that real quick. I hate to cut all that off, but I've been like, I never bought their token. I looked at their charts and I watched their Telegram. I've been a fan of them since the ETH fork, and they were a major for Hexaco.
You're breaking up pretty bad, Torrin. You're breaking up, brother.
How about now? Is that better?
That's much
way
better.
better.
Yeah.
I just gotta hold the mic. So Beetroot got involved in Hexaco because or at least very publicly, after the ETH fork, when we went to proof of stake. They were the ones that really supported Hexaco in trying to do something with the continuing or the new proof of work chains. And so that's when I got keyed into them, and I've been a fan since then. I found no issues with them, but I didn't, buy the token or anything. So their token apparently is a reflection token. It's not, a lot of people, and I don't know this for sure, but as a parrot, the crypto parrot, which is another meme, we got to work on the crypto parrots. I mean it. That's something we gotta look at and work up the crypto parrots. And
well, I'm guilty of it because I wasn't dead balls on CST earlier in the week, but I owned it. I owned it quick, fast in a public tweet, But anyway, I'm sorry. Continue. Are you leading up to a greater point that I might think you're gonna make here about Beetroot?
Well, yeah. So their token, the token is one thing. And this is something that like I've been trying to educate the community about for a while in regards to the other projects launching on Pulsechain. I'm like, okay, if you're providing utility and it's really about the community, that's one thing. If you're duct taping on some tokens, and then I'm got serious issues and I'm gonna really come at you hard. So that's a side note. But anyway, they're providing like some serious utility for sure. And what I found out is that what they're using is the block blend bridges. And a lot of this goes back. There's been people that have tried to tie the origin address or the deployer of Atropa to some other things because of the use of the block blend bridge. We don't know 100% what that means because it's a privacy bridge. Like we don't know. Just because there's some connections there with the bridge doesn't mean that we know that whoever's behind or whoever's involved with block blend is also actually involved in Atropa. Like there are so many questions to be solved, and given where we're at now, I think we've reached a new echelon really of blockchain at this point. I think this bull run, I think we're just starting to see new tech, new things. Like we need to be aware. We can't use old benchmarks as a reality anymore. We have to really put our thinking caps on and just be honest about what we know and what we don't know. And then
that might be a good place for Adam to, for us to talk a little bit about, the fact that, okay, I'm going to make an admission to you guys right now to bring up this point. When I looked around in the quote unquote room, the virtual room of what you would consider is going on right now with all of this online, I look for familiar faces and I wasn't seeing any. So right away, I wanted to repudiate the thing. I wanted to reject it because I'm not seeing my good old fashioned HEX OGs leading the charge on this thing. Now, Adam made a really, really wonderful point to me in the green room of why, we might be looking at a new dynamic and a new day, dare I say, a much needed new day. And that is not to disgrace or disavow any of my beloved HEX OGs. But I will say, okay, and I will go on camera to say this, I will say that when you become concretized in a belief system, you tend to become the fucking thing that you were fighting in the first place.
Exactly.
Can you think about what I mean when I'm saying that, my friend?
100%. You're totally right. And I think that's a big part of the issue going on here. There's a lot of people, a lot of hexagons that got entrenched, myself included, in Richard's wisdom. It was really wisdom.
Fucking right it was. Yes.
Wisdom, though, is alive. Knowledge is...
Ooh, well said.
And I know, when I said this is worthy of a 48-hour DOS live stream, I haven't even begun to... get into my points of why yet. We just keep keying into every little thing. I'm just
with this show hasn't even started yet, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my God.
And dude, it's so like every bull run, there's a new narrative, a new technology, a game, a coin, DeFi, something comes along that changes the game. And if it's real DeFi again, DeFi 2.0, or like anonymous bridges or anonymous spending, whatever it is, there's so many different potential narratives out there. And just HEX being the real DeFi out there, once you see it, and inevitably people are leaving the exchanges right now. They're pulling money out of there. You're seeing the frac shares, Linqto, these ETH pools, they're really getting bigger. Like money is finally flowing into decentralized pools. And that's just the first step into real DeFi. And people are going to find HEX. They're going to find Pulsechain and these other projects and the stuff that's being built on Pulsechain. I look around and I'm in a lot of other communities and I don't see, I mean, besides the XRP ledger and some of the stuff they're doing with their liquidity pools, what is going on here on Pulsechain, we could flip Ethereum if this all like plays out the way we think it could.
Yeah, that is a narrative. That is definitely a narrative going around the P-die Telegram channel. But you totally keyed into the point that I wanted to bring up is so far, all of this only supports HEX. All of like from the OGs that I see, they're like, yeah, I could play this out to 1000x. And then guess what? I'll put it back in HEX. Like none of this at all hurts the HEX narrative. It certainly all helps the Richard Hart narrative.
So there's another bullet point to add to that list that we were just looking at, Torrin. Well said, well said.
Yep.
And two, I mean, guys, tell me if I'm wrong. Vibes, Torrin, tell me if I'm wrong. If there was a misappropriation of credit right now, of impetus behind what's going on, do you guys not agree that if not Fearless Leader himself, a tentacle or arm of Fearless Leader would be out visible for everybody to see, banging on pots and pans, ringing the alarm, right?
Yeah,
we're not seeing or hearing any of that.
I've had a couple of, I'm not going to name names, but I've had a few people come at me, close, what I would consider Hexagon friends.
Okay.
And maybe not anymore. No, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not. I'm not. And like I said, I'm not naming names. They'll still be friends without a doubt, like brothers that I would put up, for at least a week. Anyway, guess what? Every single one of them is intimately connected with another project. And I'm not saying that, like,
interesting.
Yeah, I'm not saying there's a conspiracy where like they're worried about or somebody's trying to put.
Oh, well, God forbid! It sounds like you're talking about a distinctly human dynamic there, Torrin. God forbid.
Yeah, it's called emotion. Yeah, like people are highly emotional right now, and I get it. I totally get it. I am myself.
Dude, most guys can't even be loyal to one woman. They can't even keep their dick in their pants to be loyal to one woman. What makes you think a grown, intelligent investor is going to be loyal to one token? Like, my God, man.
Yeah, we try. We try.
I'm sorry. I'm not throwing anybody under the bus here. I mean, I talk that way because I'm a bachelor now. Okay.
Well, I know you're not talking about me because I'm in the loyal camp, but I get what you're saying. Like
you're in the zero camp anyway. I'm sorry.
yeah. I am in the zero camp, and I'm happy
I'm sorry.
Well, that's just more proof in my pudding, anyway. Yeah, no, I've been watching the emotion go back and forth, and I've watched some major influencers come into that P-die chat with totally level heads, and that's it, you know. And these are guys that could give a rat's ass, you know. Literally, it doesn't matter one way or the other to them, and they come in with a level head, being an adult, you know, and it's amazing. It's just unbelievable and incredible. Like I said, I just keep pinching myself. I feel like I'm early, and I wasn't even early. Like in terms of, and actually, and I've said this multiple times in the voice chats in their Telegram channel. I'm like kicking myself. I'm like, I was so focused on this other Hexagon drama that I missed like 10x or 20x probably, and I still don't even care. Like, because to me personally, it really is about the tech and the overall health of the ecosystem. Like, I know where I'm at. I know I'm early. Like, I could invest in the top of the bull run, given what I know now, and feel happy, you know, like, and feel like I'm doing what I need to do. Like, because all I want to see is this system go forward. And based on what I've seen out of the SEC and the BRICS and the Russian ruble, digital ruble, and everything else, like, like
You're breaking up again, Torrin. You're breaking up bad.
So you got to hold your mic.
I got zero worry about crypto failing. Zero. Like, so
that is if crypto fails, we got way bigger problems.
Clean your gun.
So looking at that from that factor, and looking at like where we're at in the bottom of the bear, like throw $100 at P-die. Like, if you can't put $100 in, and I know that that's a stretch here and there. Like, I don't have $100 like even every week necessarily to throw at anything.
But there will always be a dumpster at the 7-Eleven. Ah, waka waka. I'm just
there you go. There you go. Like, where we're at now and where we're going, man, I'm pinching myself. I'm totally pinching myself every day.
Bro, at what point is this thing going to parity? Like, at what? At like a penny? At 2 cents? At 10 cents? Like, this thing has how many freaking X's? I mean,
you're saying P-die with die.
Yeah.
Well, before it takes off. No, yeah. Like, pretty much the growing sentiment is a penny. Once it, because that's 100x. Like, the degens will take it to the 10x to the 2x real quick. Once we're at a 2x, 50 cents guaranteed, we hit $1. Once we start getting close to that, you know, the dolphins, the sharks are going to get in. The whales, pretty much, they want safe bets. You know, they're already rich. They're going to definitely jump on a 2x. A lot of them will jump on the 4x at that point. They'll get in earlier, you know, for sure, with smaller bags. They'll help pump it up there. So a lot of people are pretty much, you know, the speculation is once we hit a penny, it's over. You're out. You're too late, you know, unless you're ready to to hit the button. But like, really, that's 100x. A penny's 100x. So what if it goes from a penny to $1 in, you know, a week? You know, that's a tight window for most investors. That's too short. You know, they're gonna miss that. You know, for crypto people, they won't miss that. You know, so. But what I'm really most excited about, honestly, is business. You know, that's what's gonna make.
You mean that capital coming in here?
Yeah.
Well, we need that, bro. We need an influx of new capital. I mean, look at the ecosystem, bro. This is god awful. Like, this has been depressing. Like PulseX, HEX, like, bro, it's been brutal.
Oh, I feel like some days the SEC action was literally just a price retardant. I swear to goodness, man, because it feels so flaccid. Like the whole argument just seems so limp dick. At the end of the day, it just seems like it was a retardant thrown over the entire price action.
You're getting too conservative, Thoth. Tell us how you really feel. I mean, you know it. You know why.
I'm sorry, I'm blowing out the crowd's eardrums, and it's neutering me. You know, I don't want to like hurt anybody.
Bro, this is like this shit is bro. If this shit is exciting, like I don't. This has got to be bringing in a lot of volume that and buying and burning PulseX. I mean, with all this stuff that's going on, like this is all good for the ecosystem. Even if you're a PulseX holder only, you should be a fan of this stuff. Like it just blows my mind.
PulseX holder. Okay, no.
Oh yeah, no, brother. You look at the transactions, like, or just go to the chart and watch it. Like I've been trying to do actual chain analysis, and it's moving so fast. Like just the one pair, just the main pair that's at the top every day for as far as for the last 6 days, and I'm sure it was.
What are you talking about? Like when you look at Deck Screener in the morning and it says WPLS and die? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, die WPLS, and it's
right.
like off the top of my head, it's like 11,000 transactions a day.
Bro, now we're at 20,000.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was days ago, so I'm sure it's grown because that was at like when the market cap was like 5 million. Now we're at like what 10 million market cap just on that one pool.
13.4.
Well, that was a few hours ago. The 10 million.
Atropa's liquidity, bro. $3.7 million in liquidity right now in Atropa.
Okay, so I'm gonna throw in the public service announcement again. This is all wild ass speculation. We don't know shit still.
Piping hot speculation.
I just gotta say, but if you're a chart watcher, then you're a happy fucking camper right now. Like I don't even know. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say to people. Like I haven't been bringing this to the community. I didn't want to get on a stream. I didn't want to talk about it publicly. There's a bunch of other streamers that are in the same boat, like real streamers, not me.
Yeah. I hear you. If I did that, I would never get out of the bed in the morning. I'm like, well, why do I even need to live if Access Alive exists?
He's watching. He's watching close.
We each got our. But I'm saying, Torrin, we each got our slot. We each got our slot here.
Well, that's true, but like,
and
at
you're
the end of the day, I'm a karma guy. The absolute last thing I want to do is lead anybody astray. Like even if it's to I'm the last guy that's gonna punch somebody in the face just because they need it. You know what I mean? Like
I'm the first, so this is a good counterbalance.
Yeah, I'm too bleeding heart. I'm the bleeding heart libertarian.
The bleeding heart of Hexaco.
Bobby Atropa with PulseX.
Yeah,
I have any PulseX left.
I'm starting to get to the point though where I'm like, okay, you guys, like, all of these, risk warnings on the table, but you got to pay attention. You got to at least look at this shit. Put $100 in. If you're in crypto,
dude, I didn't see what pair that was, and my heart just went up into my throat. All I saw was 0.011. I almost had a heart attack.
Bro, Torrin, you got to look at it like if we're not letting people know about this, like, and they don't see it for 2-3 days, this is where you miss out on the most insane gains. Like you got to be in stuff early. So, like,
you know what though, I got friends in a few days ago, and they were so scared. They got out the next day on a 2x, and they're not coming back. They took the 2x and put it away. Yeah, well, that's how they are, and so that it's really waking me up to to putting the info out. Like I hate. I don't want to be the guy that they're like, I lost my house because of you.
Bro, anyone that does that was gonna lose their house on the next person.
Anyway,
It was destined to happen. Like that. Don't even worry. I wouldn't even worry
There
about
you
that.
go.
We're not out here like telling people to sell your pulse chain.
Hey, quick anecdote. Did I tell you about the time somebody came on my stream? Right. This happens more often than you'd think. Blaming me for whales only. Now get this. The guy said he did everything whales only told him to do last year. And as a result now, okay, he was homeless. He was living out in the woods, living off of feral cats. So I relate this story to whales, and he pauses and he goes, at least the motherfucker got a steady supply of cats. DYOR, ladies and gentlemen. You don't never do. Come on, we're Hexicans. You don't never do what no other man or woman tells you to do. We are sovereignty and autonomy defined, man.
Yeah. Bobby, I don't know what's going on. Just go to V1, add Atropa.
V1. That's if a retard like me can do it, Mr. Hexelrod. You
might have been on V2 messing around with like TYRH or time or something. But it should work, bro.
Okay.
I don't know why it wouldn't.
If you guys are looking to get into P-die or Atropa, you need to be in the Telegram chats. You really do. And in those Telegram chats, they got the bubble by bot. And you can just look back a little ways. Somebody's asked for the contract and you'll find it.
Yeah, Torrin, I was just telling the crowd before you came in, I just joined that Atropa Telegram group. There are 180 motherfuckers in that group when I joined.
Yeah, the Atropa channel was just created this morning.
Well, then there you
but
go.
the P-die channel has grown pretty much on a double almost every day for the last week. It's insane. Like and I'm telling you, like, this is the thing that's getting everybody else in. Like there are some major players who are all of a sudden join forces with our community because they're watching what's going on and they're listening to Richard and they are now broadcasting it to everybody they know. B-Roots.
I noticed that. Do a cold search on YouTube, everybody, and you'll see, if you're a Hexican, I'm saying, do a cold search on YouTube for either of these assets that we're talking about, and you'll see a first page, maybe even a second page of content creators you've never heard of. This is a good sign, if you ask me. Adam, what do you think?
Bro, I agree, bro. This is like very rarely do I jump on like shit like this that I haven't really vetted for a while. But I was on vacation last week, so I was out of the loop. And like, shout out to Chaos Chris from the Verse over there. Like, he's been on point with everything. I talked to him for like an hour today on the phone, and there's the shit he was saying, bro. When you just start like just thinking potentials here, like, what does Richard want? What's he trying to create? Like, what does he need? How important is a stable coin, especially having DAI as the stable coin?
Yeah.
What the significance of that is with Atropa consistently, buying and burn or buying DAI up with the other coins, the web of coins there. Like, this shit is so deep that like I can't even comprehend it all. And like, I'm gonna be actually like, I can't wait for like Chris's stream tomorrow, like Rags to stream, because
I got to give these other guys more of a chance, man. Yeah, totally.
Yeah,
Get some fresh attitude, fresh information.
I personally, just for the sake of Hexaco, I'm not worried about myself. I didn't put in anything. I'm worried about losing. But like, before I'm going to talk about it, I want like some, I want Hexaco, like real Hexaco, to look at it. And Tonto Dip Catcher has been looking at it pretty hard. And he's actually been a big help. He actually countered some of the early FUD. And not that he's like, the top of my list for most trusted Hexican, but I have nothing against him at all. You know, I think so. But there's a lot more. Everybody's watching now. At this point, everybody's watching. Like,
I heard from an angle. Is this true that maybe? I mean, there's somebody I respect, like just indubitably have deep respect for Sami, and maybe he was one who was maybe doubtful of this at the outset. Which, you know, God forbid, if it ends up being what we think it could be, and he was wrong, he's human. You know, he's human. God forbid, you know, like, I mean, my God.
I'm not going to say anything bad about Sami at all, but I think he got duped by, like, he's not a dev. What he was saying is based
he admits that too.
So-called developer research, and the guys that he were listening to were emotional, I would say, without a doubt. They did not do their 100% due diligence. I think they're connected to I mean, I'm not saying that.
See, that's what I was guilty of with CST, man. I owned it. I admitted it straight out of the gate. I said I was taking this angular, anecdotal, emotive kind of opinions that were gleaned off of other opinions, and I took that and I kind of turned it into gospel right out of the gate. Why? Because I was fitting this stuff into my own narrative. Look, I'm owning all this shit. I was fitting it into my own hopes and dreams of a grand narrative, you know, grand unifying narrative of, you know, sovereignty and autonomy for all people, you know, turns out CST is as centralized as you can get, but for good reason. And going back a little bit to our conversation, the points we were alluding to about needing fresh capital up in here. Hey, man, I'm still a hundo on Coast on CST. I most certainly am, because I understand that, and I'm sorry that I interrupted you, Torrin, but I just wanted to interject this. That is a desperately needed rail directly through the front door into this place that we need. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's sure.
I totally get it. Like, I don't want to. I'm over fudding any project. Like, period. Like,
I'm more about fudding people. Fud you, Torrin.
Let's
go.
Fud
you. No, I'm just playing, guys. Come on.
But the thing is, and don't get me wrong, like I've said it 10 times a day since I got into this thing and started communicating with anybody about it. It is definitely speculation, because there are things going on here that nobody's seen before, and so far nobody has publicly come forward and been able to explain. And that is a big part of the reason why I think so many Hexicans are scared. Honestly, they're just fearful. And I get it. And I honestly think it's almost like Richard Stockholm syndrome. Like, I think a lot of people.
Adam and I were just talking about this before you came on, man. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, we've gotten to this point where, like, we don't trust shit. And, like, so it's made us fearful to to a fault. Like,
yes,
why not throw $100 in something? Like, why not throw $100? And that's all I'm telling people. Like,
that's been my message for like months on here with these PRC 20s. These are lottery tickets, and scratch a $10 or $20, $50, whatever you can afford. Just do it, because you will regret not throwing that 10, 20, $50 in more than you can imagine once it pumps.
Oh, dude, early in the whole game theory of this entire Pulse experience, like, I can remember things that I was saying. Like, I'll give you a good one. I remember talking back in maybe like 21 about how patently unfair this World Economic Forum led, you know, Aya Miyaguchi led Ethereum Foundation, okay, and the changes it portend for that network and what it was doing to gas. And I said, that's a shame for communities like Mana, like Decentraland. And this is what I said. Imagine what the frick Decentraland can do on a Pulse chain. You know what I mean? And I got away from some of that thinking. And if I rewind and go back to the genesis of the way my mind was working at the possibilities with Pulse chain, you know, I think that would probably benefit my level of acceptance of a lot of these things now. Because I'll say it again, a lot of our hex OGs who are forever gonna fucking like be a firebrand on the point of a 56-cent wick, you know, from whatever we were at. I swear to God, I'm the one. The day I came in, from that moment, it was a ramp straight up. Like I got my bag at 0.8 of a penny, and we went pooh, like, you know what I'm saying? But my point is that yeah, like you guys are both saying, some of our people are too concretized in the idea that the man we know as Richard Hart, nay Schuler, is not a man. Okay. You know, like he's a deity or a demigod who can do no wrong, and the word came down from on high. Oh, look, I forgot. Like here it is, right here. Okay, this is the you know, I can read the gospel. It's on the tablet. It's been firebranded into this tablet right here. It's like the commandments, the words of Richard Hart, and thou shalt not ever stray from the truths engraved on this tablet. You know, it's like, come on, guys, seriously.
And Rod, I've been like, the hypocrisy is real, bro. Like my approach to like onboarding, to like streaming all this, is to talk about all the things that I like, whether it's hex related, whether it's on Hedera, whether it's on XLM,
and you shouldn't have to be afraid, Adam. You shouldn't have to be afraid. And I know exactly what you're talking about, bro. And
I don't care one bit. Like I'm gonna do what I want to do, but it's just funny when off stream or like in person, you hear something or like, oh, that's a good idea. Oh, the, you know, that's really smart, or, you know, whatever it is. And then on stream or on social media, it's a completely different conversation. It's like that didn't even exist. And it's just like, it's disappointing.
Oh, dude, I've been destroyed. I mean, my God, you get a couple soda pops up in trap gravity, you're liable to be fucking lynched up in here, you know? And it's like, whoa, slow down, my friends. Like, my God.
True. And like, what I just want to know, like right now, what are you look at out of the four blue chips in this community? What are you excited about right now? There's nothing going on. It's going straight down. I'm having to deal with my good friends that are literally a month and a half ago were so excited Pulsechain was out. We're freaking out. And now they're literally thinking Richard Hart's a scam artist. This is all down to zero.
Yeah. What's the hottest thing in the Pulsechain community today? Lamont Black. Wait, what?
It's like, dude, these guys, it's like these guys get pimped out to the different influencers.
Yeah. He's making the rounds right now, you know? Like what's the hottest thing on the blockchain? Lamont Black. Wait, what?
The crypto.
There he is.
Or wait, was he the critic or was he the bull or the skeptic?
He's the professor who is
the professor.
Yeah, falling in love with hating Hex or vice versa. I can't remember which.
And paying attention to all that shit you missed out on this insanity.
Yes,
not even the price, but just the fun of being in a community when shit's pumping. How much fun that is. Like you missed those times.
You know, I kind of skipped Orange, but it's only because I'm a half a century old, guys. I only have so much bandwidth, you know. I got 4 little ones. I'm dealing with a prevailing life situation that's nuts. It's not that I had any hate for Orange. I just didn't have the bandwidth for it. You know what I'm saying? And that's understandable, I think, as well. I mean, we're grown adults here with lives, are we not? You know, I look around at some community members and I'm envious for the amount of time that they're able to put into all of this stuff. I wish that was my full-time job too, buddy, you know. But, you know, we process what we can. Now, I think that this situation that we're talking about here today, now with Die and P-die and Atropa and the potentials of maybe, Fearless Leader and or consortium or devs being involved with this, I think that is a lot bigger, okay, than anything that HOA might have going on. But I'm not here to discredit HOA or say it has no right to exist. You know, it doesn't threaten me none. Like, go have fun. Like Adam just said, like, my God, can we please remember that aspect? Go have fun with it. You know, Go have fun with it.
Yeah, there are so many crazy things going on with this whole situation. It's just mind-blowing. I mean, like we said earlier with the block blend thing, and the little hex astronaut on top of the riding the pulse chain wave with hex colors in the background.
Yeah.
Then the Atropa name and that connection, not to mention like even in the Twitter spaces they went on about the sci-fi the show Atropa or whatever. Like people are all of a sudden like their minds are so blown, they're just starting to look at all these connections. So whether Richard's really involved or not, at this point in my mind doesn't mean anything. Like the community has started to understand Richard's vision, which is the most bullish thing that we could have happen. Because guess what the SEC can do when they can't actually find Richard anywhere? And they're like, all this shit just reeks of Richard, but we smell him everywhere. But where the fuck is he?
Yeah, you can't do nothing about it, Sunshine.
Yeah, what is his best plan? Is it just settle and just get rid of it and just pay the extortion, fight it, and open up?
I don't think so. I don't think that he brought them out to the open by twerking and shaking his ass with some $2,000 flip flops on. I don't think he did all that just to pay no fine. That's just my opinion, you know.
Exactly. I'm not saying this is what he should do or this is what I think he's going to do. This is just from my personal perspective. I think he should tell them to fuck off. They got no jurisdiction over my ass.
Listen, Adam Torrin, what did he say? What did he say repeatedly over and over about what he's in this for? He is in this for, he's still in this. The guy could have gone away, handpicked a harem, and had his own freaking Air Force, for God's sakes. He did not do that. Why? Because we know Richard Hart, in addition to being one of the world's great intellects and critical, deductive, reasonable minds, is in this for the glory. And the glory would be him taking that empathetic, like holistic heart that he has, Richard Hart, and pulling us up out of the muck and the mire, man, bringing his people along for this ride, right? Brave new world, brave new day, man. Like it's just so exciting. The glory, exactly. The glory
too. For like the last on Twitter, a lot of his last tweets have been stuff like, so many people have sold away their wealth in the last couple months. You know, all these people that
my God,
sold it at $100.
I gotta interrupt, but add this shit to your list there. Like, if I need to go back and see if I have screenshots that relate to it. I don't think I do, but I was in voice chats where I swear to God, like the next day, Richard quoted my ass. I said the freedom to exchange, and the next day, Richard comes out with the tweet. Do you think we need a constitutional amendment that gives us the freedom to transact? And that was my exact words. The freedom to transact. We were talking about that, and I was the one who brought that up. I'm not even joking. Like, I'm not tired. Like, I could take some credit here and there. I don't give a fuck about the credit. Like, I'm not Richard Hart. I'm never getting any glory. Like, I'm just here to get mine and help others get theirs, to make sure everybody wins. Like, I'm just, a little pea in the pot. Richard deserves the glory here, but it just blew my mind because that was the second time. It happened the day before too. What was this tweet the day before? Again, we were talking about the exact same stuff in the voice chats, in the Telegram channel. And he comes out, oh yeah, open source code. It was two days before that. And he says, oh, open source code. So we all took that. And ran. We were like, and it's not even a talking point for this whole situation yet. But it was like, okay, so does USDC even own that contract? How do we know they have keys? How do we know anything? Like, there are so many questions. It's all speculation. Again, not financial advice. We don't know what the hell is going on. But you look at the chart, you look at what the way Atropa is handling things, the way that it's burning the LP token, like that's something that, like, that's another. I have about 3 or 4 things that I want to really dig into so I can, like, just put it on screenshot, be like, yeah, look, this is what Atropa is doing. It's taking this and that, it's putting it into LP, and then it's burning the damn token. Who in the hell does that? Like, why in the world would anybody do that unless they just want to lock the money into the chain? Like, that's pretty much the narrative in my mind. As long as that's 100% true, which, like I said, I haven't verified completely yet, but I trust, you know, again, in the trustless system, the people that I've been listening to, you know, they seem like, you know, they have all the best intentions, and that's what they're saying. I haven't verified, but they're saying that the Atropa contract is taking what it's pulling out, putting it into an LP, and then burning the LP token, meaning it can't take it back out. It's in there locked, like, which is better than burnt in my mind. Like, people keep saying, oh, they're burning this, they're burning that. And I'm like, no, it's putting it into an LP and then locking it in there, like, meaning it's open for trade, but meaning that the originator of that token can't take it back out. That's just like, who does that? And that's a big part of the question. Like, why would anybody do that unless they were had a belief in, unless they were trying to create the board in which they could do even bigger plays than that, than those LPs that they're burning?
Yeah. Why would you? Yeah. Yep.
It's crazy. It's totally crazy. It's like it.
Oh, Torrin, you're gonna have the SEC coming after you soon. Sorry.
No,
Just you wanted to hear.
I've honestly had a few people come at me and be like, "Oh, is this your shit?" And I'm like, "No. If it was mine, I would not be talking. Like, the way it's going, I wouldn't have to say anything, and I definitely would not be. You know, I'd be pulling an RH move. This is not me. I have nothing to do with it in any way."
You got a nice little crowd of good people here, Vibes. Sorry to interrupt you, Torrin. Sorry.
No, yeah. The only thing I've done is put my beer money in. That's and a little more, but you know.
You got a nice crowd here, Mr. Vibra Finance.
Hey, bro. Hey, I appreciate everyone that's here. You know, this is why we're here, bro. This shit is crazy. Like, tomorrow, I think 5 o'clock, Chris from the Verse is doing another stream, and I know I'm definitely be tuning into that one because he's been one of him, and I would say Chris from the Verse, Hodonomics, and those two I think have been just the leaders so far, in my opinion. So,
and I want to point out too that Adam is the one who's been kind enough to host. You know, this Torrin's got a channel, I got a channel. But, you know, he said, you know, reputable, you know, people, you know, if somebody needs to come up in here, has opinion or information that you think the whole community would benefit from. I see Crypto Compassion is here. You know, he's a good one. I see Day 43 is here. You know, do you want to come up in this stream? Where's Tangent? I know you Aussies are up now. You know, if any of you guys wants to get up in here and you got science to drop, Adam kind of gave permission. So, you know, is that true, Adam?
Yeah, for sure. Anyone that wants to come is welcome. Hell yeah, this is
okay. Just want to make sure. Mobius, what up, Mobius? Fishing with Camo Joe. Camo Joe, we need a fishing show in Hexaco, man. Come on. Dude, we need a fishing show.
Hell, yeah, Camo Joe's, he's been supported for a while. He's fucking legend.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and pimp my shit right now. Guys, check out my channel. It's spelled the way my name is spelled, and I've done 109 episodes. Hopefully, gonna re-release number 109 here shortly when I get off stream, because we had to edit out some fat. But yeah, I do chunky episodes. I've had a lot of good people in there, over the last year and 3 months. Hex Mac was a frequenter. Wales Only, my brother Wales Only's been on my show a lot. Torrin was my right-hand man for a while before he got busy with his independent projects. But I've had some of the most thought-provoking panels in Hexagon history up on my program. So I would ask you all to give me a shot, give me a chance, check it out, subscribe, all that. I'll drop the link. I don't have admin privileges in your channel, Adam, but I'll drop the link in the private if you want to.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, I'd love it.
Like, how do I give you
those? Just like literally.
I couldn't hear what you said, Vibra. What's that, brother?
So how do I give you permission to do that?
You would have to wrench me. You'd have to give me a spanner. You have to give me a spanner, mate.
Oh, dude, you're not wrenching the chat, really? All right, let me take care of that in 2 seconds.
My dude.
Oh, yeah.
Dorsey, what's Dorsey saying?
He's just giving me shit as usual, my little boy. You
better be right. I love Dorsey. Oh, great. There's Dorsey. Like we're saying, none of us are ever to blame for the decisions people make. And Dorsey goes, all right, well, because of you guys, I vaped in the fucking Atropa and P-die. Oh, boy. Great.
Dorsey's my personal troll. He just, I don't know what I'd do without him. Actually, he's the reason I quit streaming, but I didn't want to.
Oh, that's awesome. You hear that, Dorsey? You have that power, man.
Oh, man, that's...
He likes to act like he's just a little boy fucking with people, but he has no idea what kind of influence he's got.
Well, I like watching Kinetics and RG3 just habitually fucking time him out.
You know who's got the trophy for most blocked on Discord Syndicate? Dorsey, head and shoulders above everybody else. I love it.
Oh, look at me. I got a spanner. I got Real Big Coin. What happened to Real Big Coin? Real Big Coin's still rocking.
That's a good question. I don't know. Well, that's a good question.
You know what? I did a little play on that early on. I kind of started my pulse trading career with that and Daytona, and I did really well with both of them. Exited my position with a very comfortable, 3, 4, 5x with both of them. Actually, Daytona, I did like a 7x. And since that time, I've utterly failed in every trade I've attempted. So,
well, I don't trade. I mean, I guess if you consider like scalp trading, like when these shits are pumping up, like you get a guy.
It's all trading, young man.
Yeah, then I'm definitely a trader, but I don't trade with leverage at all. I just scalp. When there's a guy,
me neither. I couldn't get leverage if I fucking wanted to.
Yeah.
Damn. Do we want to bring this back around at all? Do you want me to go back to P-die and Atropa and some of
please
do.
Yeah.
Get us back on track, Lauren.
There are so many things going on with this whole setup that it's literally like mind-blowing. The fact that we have Atropa paired with POSDC and P-die, that's something that we haven't seen before. The way that Atropa is working, like we've been saying, there's so many factors that we don't have answers to, but that's one of them. And when you look at
Pulseformer's here, we need to get Pulseformer up in here. Hold on, I'm going to DM you, bro.
Yeah, do it. There's a clip that RH did on Stables. Let me see. When you guys are talking, I'll try and find it. But there's a clip with RH talking about Stables, talking about the fact that because this is a really, really good factor in terms of fighting the FUD. First of all, MakerDAO and that whole setup, like the way that we're operating now, like we're only on half the system. Basically, we have already P-die that was basically already minted, and so there's definitely new minting happening, and that's a question for sure, how and why, and that's apparently changed. We haven't come to any consensus exactly as to how and why. But it's definitely slowed down, and as Dipcatcher has pointed out, things are operating as the contracts allow. Now, how do the contracts actually apply to Pulsechain? We don't know, because like I said, we're missing half the factor. We got DAI already at I don't know, roughly.
Well, we're getting rugged as we speak. We might have to delete this stream.
Yeah, well, there are traders that look, people are taking notice. This chart's going to change, guaranteed.
I'm just kidding. I'm just joking.
Well, yeah, I'm not holding out hope. I'm not putting out any targets. I'm not putting out any predictions. I keep saying it's speculation, you know, like Dorsey said, put in your kids' beer money, not yours.
Hey, you know what? We don't have to do that no more, because I did it for me and Adam, and it covered the whole stream. I did the disclaimer in the first couple minutes of this. You know, that's all we need for disclaimers. Don't you be like me. Don't you do what I do. Don't you listen to what I say. Okay? Okay. Clear? Clear.
Right. So there you go. Like, and seriously, like, if you look at RH's vision, and there's a lot of people in that Telegram chat that are just going off on it. And a lot of them are new to Hexaco, but have been following RH and understand the vision. And like, when you look at this and the Satoshi-esque aspect of it, like the fact that we don't know who put up Atropa, but look at it from the benevolent factor of burning the LP, that's a huge, huge green flag. Like, why would anybody, you know, put that money in LP and then burn the token? The other factor is that it's already there, and it's decentralized, trustless, and native. There's no founders to go after. There's nothing to shill. There's nobody that we got to impress. This is just the community, you know, with the coin or token starting at 0 and us putting in money to back it ourselves. So there's a lot of questions as to whether or not, like, whether we can just turn it into a new stable, not even DAI. It might still be called DAI. But one of the really, really interesting factors to it all is the logos. It's really odd to base your decisions on a graphic, but when you look at what's got the little circle or the little you know.
Hey, Pulseformer's here. He said something to me last week on a stream about that. Pulseformer, welcome. Your host is Adam, Vibra Finance, man. Pulseformer, did you not say something to me about how you were freaking out when we forked and we got up and running, and you noticed that the logos for those stables were up on PulseX, whereas others weren't? Wasn't that you that said that to me, Pulseformer?
I made like, yes, and I made like, I had talked about it a little bit, and I think I might have got it on recording in one of my streams that I did.
Okay, your audio sounds like your microphone might be underwater, just so you know.
Oh, okay, hold on. Give me like 10 seconds.
I think it's got the same problem I do.
No, yours sounded like you were getting hit with a photon ray. His sounds like he's snorkeling.
How do I sound now?
You sound good. Get some oomph. Speak from your diaphragm, and you'll be there.
Okay. All right.
You're
How about
clearer.
that? How about
Yeah,
now?
it's much better. Much better.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So I was kind of commenting on. I kind of saw something going on, but I never like dug deep enough to find out about the Atropa stuff. So like when I like like last week or whatever, or week and a half ago, when like I found out, oh, there's like 300 or 400 people are looking into this, and like they've kind of dug deeper than I did about it, and yeah, that was a pretty wild thing, and now it's kind of catching on, and everybody's starting to realize, and yeah, no, look, like the fact that like these things, who put the logos, who edited the logos of Wrapped Bitcoin, Wrapped Ethereum, the Pulsechain, P Rat, P Wheat, P BTC, P all the stables, right? All these copies. Who gave them? Shib is one of them. Another one of them, I think, that has like Pulse X. It came with logos upgraded to it. I don't know if y'all tried to trade like some random coin and like it just shows up as a question mark or whatever, but like so that leads me to believe like, hey, somebody did this intentionally. They had to make this picture intentionally, and then they had to upload it into PulseX intentionally. And I don't who has the power to do that? I don't know. But that was always a question that I had gone unanswered. Still unanswered, but now it's like, okay, Atropa's kind of tied to all of these tokens, and now they're pumping. So like,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know,
It's funny because it is kind of a little jokey side, like peripheral observation, but then again, it's got some clout as well. You know what I mean? Like I see what you're saying. By
Well,
the
not
way,
only
you
that,
do still sound like you're underwater, bro. I don't know what's up with your mic.
not only that, it says DAI stablecoin. How many other things say? I mean, just talking about the DAI, it says DAI stablecoin. Like, and then Richard, in his clip when he talks about Tether
Dorsey,
being
good point.
fractionally reserved and this and that, he said, "I got tricks up my sleeve."
Yes.
Yeah, there is some shit going on that we definitely have not figured out.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, who would have the ability to do that in PulseX that early? Like it would have to be a developer.
There you go. There you
it
go.
launched with it.
So there
Like-
has. Oh my god! There. Wow.
Yeah. So like another thing is that I don't know. I kind of lost my train of thought because like I had
Yeah,
to chime
it
in on that.
happens. It happens. I've been doing that 10 or 20 times a day because like as soon as I start to think about this, and I get where you're coming from, Wes, like this is really hard to bring to the community. It is. Like
Yeah.
I've been talking to a bunch of people behind the scenes and we're all like, what the fuck? And I swear there's a new syndrome that's gonna come out called heart syndrome. Like we want to do the right thing. We don't want to be degen traders. We want to like promote the right things to the
Heart
community.
syndrome. Wait a minute. That's right next to the sudden adult death syndrome that we've been seeing, right?
Yeah, I called it heart attack syndrome earlier in the Telegram chat.
Do I still sound like I'm underwater?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Yeah, you got to keep telling me because I don't know. Hold on.
Yeah. 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 Leave that up for a little bit, Adam, because we still have to get through that. And this is proof, Adam, this is proof how much there is to deep dive and talk about on this. Like Torrin, no, you weren't lying, man.
Bro, seriously, this really it's endless, bro. It's seriously, it just keeps going, and it's like it's not just like Demetria or sorry for all the gematria people out there. This is like
Geometry.
What's awesome is we knew exactly
numeral liturgicalography. Numeral liturgicalography of yeah.
Yeah, now we got graphicology and God knows what. Richard is really fucking with us right now.
bro, and even imagine if it was like how how could he not know? If somebody in his inner circle did that with had the ability to put those logos in there early. Hedron and ICOSA don't have logos, so Alex didn't have the ability to do that.
Well, here's another thing too that a lot of people don't want to give credence to, and I get it, but like Richard hasn't said jack shit, and like, okay, Bitcoin got hacked. Well, Bitcoin didn't really get hacked. Their website got hacked. Oh, emergency live stream. So you think he would just sit back and watch us all get wrecked? I really, really highly doubt it.
Yeah, I was kind of alluding to that a couple times tonight. Like, if this was cause for concern, even if he himself wasn't addressing it directly, he would make sure that his little elves were out on the street, doing their work.
Yeah, I have to believe that. I mean, given Richard's standpoint, because there are so many people in that Telegram chat, especially, that are going off like minute after minute. Every 5 minutes, somebody's like, oh, be careful, protect the community, protect Pulsechain, protect HEX, protect each other. Like, this isn't just a degen move. Like, and everybody knows what's the best thing for onboarding: big giant green dildos. Period.
Yeah. Can y'all hear me?
Your best
Bro,
protection.
I totally forgot I had to re-add you, bro. Sorry about that.
Yeah. Do I sound better?
Yep.
You got to talk some more.
Okay. All right. So I remember what I was gonna say. So like, I've been kind of going around to like different.
He does. He sounds better, doesn't he? Doesn't he sound better, guys?
Yes.
Good. Okay. Yeah. Good. So I've been going around to different crypto communities for like the past like week and a half. And,
like, you cheating on us, you son of a bitch! You're out here.
No, man. Listen. So like, what I've realized is like people like kind of they don't know shit. Like, okay, so like, listen to this. Okay, I was in a Doge space earlier. Okay, and this lady with like 25,000 subscribers or like followers comes in, and she's like, "Hey, mainstream media is trying to like work Twitter Spaces into their stuff, and we're looking for potential candidates to for our radio show and like to teach the masses about crypto and stuff via Twitter Spaces." And we think it's a great way to get in touch with the public in specific niches and stuff. And like, I watch these dumbasses just start like, oh yeah, man, yeah, fuck yeah, like we'll tell them about like how like Doge is gonna go to the moon and all this fucking shit and like cursing this and that. And I'm just like, yo, hold on, let me contact this lady and be like, hey, we got like a funding gym, like we got like doctors and like lawyers in our shit, like. I can point you to people from my ecosystem that like know crypto and they're family friendly and they're very intelligent and they're very outspoken. I was like, check out these guys. All like I gave her a list of all these guys. I was like, these are the people you want to talk like that you're looking for. Like this is who you're looking for. It's not in these dumbass like Doge spaces where these guys are like literally getting like they didn't understand the opportunity that like this lady was offering. So I was like, I gotta DM her and tell her,
Did we just lose our host? Oh, there he
bullish.
is.
That's bullish. Yeah, I've been watching the same things. It's like, it's incredible who's getting the numbers and who isn't. The gatekeeping is 100% real, and we're still wrecking it. Like, you look at what's going on with crypto in the last week, especially just the last couple of days, and I swear, P-die is like wrecking all the rest of crypto right now.
It is. And
it is the one.
Yeah, and
that's totally what Adam made that observation earlier tonight.
Everybody is talking about us. Okay, not just the P-die thing. Okay, that's kind of like a in the know kind of thing. Actually, even though we all know about it, it's a in the know thing when you're looking at the whole of crypto. But like everybody in all of these spaces, they see me come up and they're like, "Oh, is that Pulseformer?" And then they start calling me Pulsefucker somewhere in the conversation. But like for hours, these guys will talk about Pulsechain, and like I don't even bring it up, right? So everybody knows about us. Everybody either loves or hates Richard Hart. Everybody like nobody apparently understands the tech behind it for some reason. Like I tell them like it's just a copy of Ethereum. Like that's what Pulsechain is, and they're like, "Nah, that's just a scam, dog." And it's like, okay, Okay, but they won't stop talking about it. And like I've gotten people from other
Bullish.
chains to like at least go to like come on to Pulse Chain and sell their free copies or whatever. And then I tell them like, hey, congratulations, you just took money out of the Pulse Chain ecosystem. Good for you. And they're like, yeah, fuck you. And I'm like, now like forever, he's gonna be able to get on a Pulse Chain. He used it, that's all you can really ask for, right? And like, one big thing that I hear from these people is, why did it take 2 years to copy and paste Ethereum? It's not that hard. Well, like maybe like this whole Atropa thing, if like what people are actually saying about it is true, and this all
Yeah,
ends
and
up
look what
being
happened with
true.
the SHIB chain.
Wait,
you
wait,
know,
wait,
like-
wait. Go back. Yeah, no. Go back. Like Richard was waiting on some very specific things, and that's what you got to tell people. He was
Yes.
waiting on Ethereum. He was waiting on the merge. He was timing the market. Like
Yeah,
you can
and we
say
know
that.
what else he was waiting on from the esoteric occult level, right? You guys think
Yeah.
it was an accident that it was 666 days from the end of the sack phase to the
No, I
fork?
don't.
Come on now, man.
Yeah. So like, there's shit going on behind the scenes that we don't fucking know about, and like we may have this Atropa thing down, and we may know exactly what's going on, but I'm pretty sure we don't have a freaking clue, and like I like it because again, I was studying this already. Like 3 days into Pulse Chain, I was looking at this already, and then find, like I said, I find this big ass community. Anyways, I find it hard to believe that over the past 2.5 years, that some shit that we don't know about has been going on behind the scenes. Like I find it hard
It
to believe
actually
that.
hasn't though. That's what's interesting. Like the more I dig into it, I mean, we all knew. Like Richard told us about it, and a lot of people talked about the PRC copies, the stable copies, and a lot of us wrote it off. And I think it was because of heart syndrome. Like we were like, oh, okay, a stable launching at 0. No, I'll just stick with Hex. I'll just stick with Pulse Chain or
And that's
whatever.
not even a bad thing to do.
No,
you
it's
know?
not bad at all. But like, there's, what the outside community was doing when they were looking at this thing. That's what they were looking at. Was
Yeah,
the stable.
they
the
weren't looking
PRC
at Hex.
copies.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's cool, man. And there's all sorts of shit going on with that Atropa. Like the
Well, I
wallet
love what
made
you
it.
said. Like, no matter what we think we know, we don't know shit.
Yeah.
That's
Like
100%.
yeah. Because I'll go and try to talk XRP to these guys, and like correct me if I'm wrong. I don't really know that much shit about XRP, but do they want CBDCs? Because I get the
Yeah,
impression
dude,
that they want
they're not part of the
CBDCs.
solution. No, don't even get me started.
Like I'm not even trying to talk shit. I'm
I
asking
will.
honest
I
questions.
will all day.
Dude, I think they think they look at it like it's inevitable, it's coming, and there's nothing we can do about it. So whatever.
You might
It's
as well
like
join them.
that.
Yeah,
Like,
Well, them and
that's
the
the deal.
Bitcoin, them and
They
the
want to
Bitcoin
front
maxis
run.
that sell their own mother out.
yep.
Exactly.
Sell their
They
own
want to
mothers
front
out.
run everybody, including their mother. That's exactly it.
They were talking about how Fed Now or some shit, how Ripple was working with Fed Now and how awesome that was. And I'm like, hold on, like, you know that like that Mr. Krabs meme where he doesn't really know where he's at, like that hold up, like what's going on meme. Like you just got like you're waking up from getting knocked out or something. Like when I started hearing shit like that, I was like, hold on, like who have I been chilling with for the past 3 days?
Bro, they're
Holy
like,
fuck.
yeah.
Atropa just got a massive pump. I don't
Just
know.
now?
Shit is going down. Yeah, it's wild. I keep watching these charts and it's insane what
Dude,
is going on.
bro,
man.
Which chart?
The Atropa chart, but like just in general, I mean, like what else is doubling every fucking day? Like I've doubled my bag every day for the last 5 days. It's insane.
bro, what do you think? What do you guys think about Maker? I mean, I put it in my Discord this morning.
Holy mother. That's the craziest looking one of them all.
Well, that's a 5-minute. There's a 15
I
minute
don't
chart, bro. Look at these fucking god candles.
Good Lord.
I don't know about Maker. Like tell me.
Look,
Okay.
its maker is
The genesis of
it's
DAI.
it's DAI. Yeah, it's the protocol that mints DAI.
So what's it doing?
Well,
It's
that's the
100
nothing.
on
Look
Ethereum.
on your screen.
Oh, really? Holy crap. Wow. I was looking at it yesterday and I missed all that. Damn it. I should have just bought. What the fuck?
I can't
was
see my
looking at it
screen.
yesterday and I didn't buy it. I was like, what is it at? What's the price? I can't see it. Exactly.
362.
Imagine
Yeah,
like a series
no
of 15-inch green dildos, Pulseformer. That'll paint the picture for you.
Oh, I know.
I
I'm
was
already. I've
looking
been
at
in this, bro. I'm in this in a way that I can't talk about.
Oh, I thought you said you couldn't see the screen. That's why I was.
Oh no, yeah, no, I can't see the screen, but I know what the chart looks like.
Oh,
Hell yeah, bro. That I love hearing that shit. Like, I'm like, I don't know how, like, I'm a fan when like people call me like, bro, I put $100 into this shit and I walked out with 10 grand, or I put $1 million pulse into this shit. And I'm happy when I hear those stories. Like, I don't understand why people like hate on that shit. It's crazy to me.
Well, it's you got like so. This is one thing that I've been trying to preach lately to people that have been listening to me, and it's that like we had to go from chilling one token hex, okay, to evolving our brains, and everybody's evolving at a different rate, to understanding that now we have to shill an entire ecosystem, not just hex, right? And like so this shows itself in like new projects getting launched and getting shit on immediately, right? Like that's not really healthy for our ecosystem. You don't have to buy something to say, yeah, it's been audited. It's a good contract. The founders seem cool. They've doxed themselves. Whatever your checklist is, I like them. I'm glad they're a part of the ecosystem, but I don't have it, right? Instead of just being like, oh no, like fuck you, go to hell. This isn't gonna work. Like having a closed-minded perception of things like that actually keeps you from learning more, if that makes sense.
yeah. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do a devil's advocacy then for some of these brothers that have become concretized, like I alluded to earlier. It's the phenomena of where you sometimes start to take on the characteristics and attributes of what you started out fighting against. Okay. And we've seen some Hexicans like kind of do that. So to be a devil's advocate and defender for them, who are my beloved brothers and sisters, I want to say that there aren't too many crypto communities that had to walk the crucible, okay, that Hex people did, specifically Hex OGs. Like Dorsey's here, he'll remember. Hexicans, let's never forget, Hexicans got death threats, and that isn't like a made up hyperbolic fantasy, that shit's real. And some of the Hexicans who got death threats have children, guns up, motherfuckers, right? Like that's the kind of shit that will traumatize you. And I'm not saying that I'm proud when these guys shit down the throat of something the moment it's mentioned to them. I kind of think that's reprehensible behavior, but I do want it acknowledged. And I think that it would be with the spoon of honey or sugar instead of coming back at them viciously. I think we have to gently remind some of our traumatized OG brothers and sisters, hey, we need you to slow down, man. Maybe you do need to, like, we're not saying you got to accept, but could you maybe think about like melting some of the ice that's growing around your heart? I'm sympathetic as to why it's there. I mean, I didn't come in until day 400, and even I have gotten a lot of it. I mean, any of us, even somebody who just came in day 1300, go head out on the street of the world of crypto and take a walk around and see how many motherfuckers from a safe point behind their keyboard. I'll snap your neck if I was face to face with you, you little bitch. But okay, they're going to snipe at you, and you're here like trying to lift up the people. You're here excited about something that you think empowers like humanity and your brothers and sisters against the draconian, totalitarian, psychopathic pedophile freakazoids who are shooting laser beams at Hawaii and shit, like it's like that is from, was it Che Guevara who said, any great revolutionaries primary operating, pivot point is going to be from a center of love, right? Like that is what these guys are moving on. And, let's remember that that's what Richard, man, I invoked his empathy earlier on. Man, Richard is one who cares where his peers like wouldn't care. They couldn't be bothered, man. But Richard, like I said in that little bit that I did about getting the hand truck, the dolly, you guys go to my Twitter. You guys can follow Thothschild1 at Twitter. And the pinned thing is 20 minutes of me pretending that I'm teenage Richard Hart after busting my front teeth out, okay, on a dolly, on a hand truck. That arguably is what set Richard Hart on the trajectory that has us where we are right now. He never forgot the salt of the earth that he comes from. He never forgot that experience of being able to see through the floor of the family vehicle down into the highway. That's how rusted out, the vehicle was. Richard never forgets that. And I don't think that we should ever forget that, both in ourselves and our own life experiences, as well as honoring it, as a genesis from where Fearless Leader got his moxie from. I hope you guys can co-sign all of that. Yeah. Let's be gentle,
I've been saying that, I'm repeating that mantra recently multiple times in the P-die Telegram, and I really appreciate you bringing up those factors. Like there's a real reason why we're here. Like the Mad Gains, great, is awesome, but there's a reason why we need Mad Gains. Hexkins, to reflect even on what Pulseformer was saying earlier about other communities. I honestly, this is what attracted me to Hex.
Torrin, you're breaking up. Grab your mic, Torrin.
Yeah, I got it. It's just
there we go.
It's just I gotta slow down. I think I gotta talk slow, and then I'll be great.
Just cuff it up.
That's such a good point you make, because like with people that just like automatically just shit on these projects when they come out and they don't even look at them, and it's just, oh no, I'm not in, I'm out.
Yeah. I could bring up names too, Adam, but I'm not. I'm biting my tongue, and I'm not saying some of the people that come to mind out of respect.
Put yourself like in the shoes of that person that built that project. Like they really thought that this was going to be a great project. It was going to help people. They were passionate about it. And then for someone to just come out and just like shit out, like you're like, it makes you like, it gets at you. Like people are human. Like even like this little ass channel, like I get a negative comment maybe once every 2 weeks, and it's still bothers. Like, what the fuck? Like I'm not.
Yeah.
It's like,
oh, dude, I feel you.
Like, so when people I couldn't imagine releasing a project and people just like talking shit on it that you like your friends or your community, like, so I really
especially
do that,
especially when like all the people that probably brought you in to build on Pulsechain were super friendly and nice to you to begin with, and that's why you did it. Or that probably not why you did it, but probably had something to play into doing it. And like me and Tangent had like a 3-hour discussion over this, over like the TYRH token. And like I told him, I was like, look, there's gonna be a Safe Moon-esque token on the chain. We can't stop all versions of math and speech, okay? If you don't like it, don't buy it. But if there's going to be a Safe Moon-esque token where you have a burn function or whatever, and the fees get directly sent into buying RH tokens, then
Mhm.
that's the Safe Moon token, the burn token, the tax token, whatever you want to call it. That's the one that you want to be
Yeah,
popular.
yeah.
You
I
don't
hear what
have
you're
to
saying.
like
Now,
it.
it's a nuanced point, though, because I think we still have a responsibility, do we not, gentlemen, to call, a spade a spade. And there are instances of dog shit that is just nefarious. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
there is.
Jawa's here.
There is. And it's up to the community to figure out through that, because like you got to think about these tokens as like just they're different forms of speech, right? You're not going to like every tweet that somebody makes, you know?
Mhm,
But
mhm.
do you want them to have the free speech? Yes. Yes you do.
Yeah,
You know?
that's a fair point. Fair point.
And
I mean, I'll
like
tell you, like, I'll give you one. Like, I ain't doing that roundabout shit. I'm covering up names of individuals because I don't feel like starting that static or throwing anybody under the bus. But I will bring up projects, and I've had huge problems with Zen, man. Like, I just don't
yeah.
even see it. To me, that shit was created to prematurely age a brand new baby blockchain by
Yeah.
clogging the network up with
Yep.
a bunch of chud.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
and
was
I
not
will not
excited
reverse
about
on
it.
that.
But
It's
hey
so
man,
funny. That's so funny because the way I look at P-die is like the anti-Zen. It's like we got
yeah.
one chart that's down to the right forever,
Yeah,
and
here's
one
a token
up
that
to
makes
the
no
right.
sense and has no value and is actually going up. Yeah. Yeah,
Mm.
that's funny. So like I want to play devil's advocate on the P-die thing because
Oh, okay. Bring
so
it,
like
my
some
brother.
things that I've seen that like okay, so the P-die news starts circulating, okay? This is around the time that the Telegram has about 350 members like a couple of days ago. Okay? I ended up in the Telegram chat, right? And
Mm.
Somi came out with a post and they didn't like against them saying, "Oh, this is a scam," blah blah blah, right?
Right.
Well, they came I was in this Telegram chat when this was happening and, all of a sudden like there's some nasty shit going on because there's
Yeah,
there's
you know
there's like
what?
dumb people
A
that
lot
are
of the
being dicks.
yeah, because you know what? A lot of them were not hexagons. Like that's what
Yeah,
people got to understand is like
exactly.
this community that is already brought in a ton of hexagons. I mean, a ton of outside
Right.
non-hexagons, and all of a sudden we got some guy shitting on their project, calling people
Mm.
scammers. Like he was
Mhm.
so fucking far out of line. Like
Yeah.
I'm not saying he
Like
deserved any kind of hate, but yeah, dude, that guy caused more havoc on people's bags than any bot, than anything
yeah,
else that was
I
going on.
agree.
Okay.
Like he was
This
so
side
out
of
of line.
this
He
side of
needed his
Gary
ass
Guzla, the
called out.
semen demon.
Yeah, he needed his ass called out. I mean, like hardcore. I'm not saying that hate. Like you know what? I know we're gonna disagree to a certain extent on this
No,
factor.
I agree with you. I agree with you because we do have it like look, the only point that I make about it is that the argument for this stands on its own
Mm.
and people need to share the arguments, the facts that we know about it to grow it. And you need to win over the influencers because the influencers are going to try to defend if
Mm.
like somebody may have jumped the gun, right? And you know,
Yeah,
that
and
doesn't make
there
him
it
the
is.
enemy,
He's human.
but
He's an
it's a dick
incarnate
move.
mortal.
Yeah, it doesn't
I
make
think
him.
it's a shame because he was batting fucking 1,000, and now, God forbid, he's batting 999.9999. And take it from me, it's that single stain that follows you the fuck around, man. Like
Yeah,
it
but
I
sucks.
it
don't
was
think
a dick
he's
move.
losing any sleep. I don't think Somi's losing
No,
any
I
fucking
No,
guess
sleep
you're
I don't
over
think
right.
so either.
nothing.
Yeah.
I don't think so
Like
either.
he already knows. Like I guarantee that guy got a ton of hate before that, or he wouldn't have felt the nerve to go that far. Because what he
Yeah,
did
Mm.
was over the top, in my
but you
opinion.
see,
Like
but so to get to like the I guess the overall point that I wanted to make by bringing that up is that over the past couple like in the past like 48 hours I've seen influencers making public statements asking to learn about it. Okay, and that correlates with more information coming out about it, right? and that's what I wanted to see. I want to see that, like, because this is like, I already know that this is a thing, and like,
Well, which one of you guys said it tonight? One of you said like we noticed that just before most of the East Coast is going to bed, Rags to Riches says a tweet about, hey, can you guys tell me what's going on with this? It's like, God, think about what tomorrow is going to be like, because Brandon's going to fucking put himself through a 3-credit community college class in the next 12 hours. And, it's going to be a more interesting day tomorrow because of it. Yeah.
I tried to educate him based on what I knew in the in private chats, and he was like, "No, I'm doing my own research." I'm like, "Okay, great, good, go for it, brother, do it."
You can lead a horse to water,
and it's starting to pick up steam, and I like it. I think that we're on like Torrin, like you and me are on like different sides of the same coin on it, but like I completely see where you're coming from, and
Well, I get what you're saying. Like, I hate to see hate. I really hate to see
yeah, like I don't like
hate,
that shit,
especially.
because like this is again, devil's advocate. This is kind of like one perspective that I have on this, is that there's a lot of people coming from outside of the community that are trying to get us, the guys with the pulse, the guys with whatever, to buy into this thing, but like you're kind of shitting on anybody who doesn't agree with you. That's not how you're going to achieve your goal. You need to achieve your goal with the facts and stuff. That's my only argument on it. But that's what they've been doing, and you see them picking up steam. There's like 250 Hexicans in there listening to like these guys that came from XRP a couple weeks ago. Like and we have to
always
be
ask questions there, man.
even though I agree with their thesis, we have to be careful. So I'm in their chats, I'm in these spaces, and I'm listening to the way that they're
That goes
speaking. I'm
both ways,
listening.
Wes.
What?
Your posts in there didn't do a lot of good, honestly.
Yeah,
You
probably
came
not.
out
I mean, I
quite
got banned pretty fast.
Yeah.
I got banned pretty fast, that's for sure. But
Yeah.
like I don't.
So I think you learned your own lesson on that one. Like,
no, I mean I'm not too.
I understood where you're coming from. That's why, in our personal DMs after the fact, I wasn't hating on you. I totally got where you were coming from, and we need a bridge. We need a bridge right now. We need bridges through communities, not just like token bridges, but we need. So I totally got what you were saying. I was trying to do that already, and so I took it a little more serious for sure after your conversations. And I don't know, you probably didn't get to see me actually backing you up.
I know. I know you understand where I'm coming from. I can be the first person to admit I can be a dick about things. 100%. I know I can be a dick about
No.
things.
Well,
But it's my
Torrin and I
passion.
and Adam wouldn't know anything about that.
It's my passion, and it's like I'm protective of my community. So when these guys from XRP come in
Fuck
and
them.
they're asking us to give
Fuck them.
validity to them, I already said it, and
Yeah.
but
Dudes, I went in that Twitter space tonight, and the one dude, the first thing it says under his name, and I'm not going to say his name because I ain't trying to shit down his throat, but he knows who he is. It says his calling card in this life, in this incarnation, is that he's a Zen Chad. Oh, really? Is that what you are? That's how you describe yourself? Well, guess what? That's about all I need to know, motherfucker. Peace.
Yeah. Like I support his freedom to buy what he wants, but
no, yeah,
I
sure,
mean,
go right ahead. Clog up our brand new network we waited fucking all this time for.
And I was sitting in their space for a couple hours tonight, talking to the guys that like know the most about these XRP guys, and I can sit up there and I can have a conversation with them, even though they know I was being a dick, and like I study like a hobby of mine is studying like the way people speak and the way like I try to I focus I have a hobby of studying how to sniff bullshit in the way that people are talking, and so far I've heard nothing but like genuine stuff, like
that's interesting. Yeah.
and And like, I don't like the speculation of it. Like, I'll give you an example. I got into an argument with somebody on Twitter, right? Like we always do, about, I was like, look, like, she was saying something along the lines of RH said this, so that means that P-die needs to go to $1. I'm like, you can't, like, that's not an investment thesis to try to pitch the idea.
Yeah,
That's like,
yeah.
and I'm like, please, like, just listen, like, just stick to the facts, please. Like, you can't use this level of speculation because we don't roll like that. You know,
Mm,
like, you can't
mm.
just take a clip out of something that Richard Hart said one time, and you shouldn't do that anywhere with anybody. And it's like, okay, yeah, if P-die goes, she said, if
Hmm.
Richard could have removed the stable coins before he launched Pulsechain, and that means that they're supposed to go to $1. And I'm like, no, that's fucking stupid. Like, please, like saying that, like, it doesn't educate people on what's actually going on here. You're not, like, really helping, and like, eh, it's just it's annoying to me, you know. So
Hey, gentlemen,
I
I
say
gotta
something
I
about it.
gotta tell you boys. No, I'm valuing like everybody's contribution. This is awesome, Adam. Dude, I'm so proud to have been invited up in here with you tonight. Thank you so much for hosting this, guys. I am actually deep breath filing some back taxes tomorrow with a first time accountant I've never worked with before. So I think it behooves me to probably get more than an hour or two of sleep tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and take off. But like Torrin said, this could, like, I feel like we're still just getting started. Like this could just go, and you could just hand off the baton and then go and then keep going. I could pick it up tomorrow evening, but it's a great conversation. And again, Vibra Finance, everybody, Adam, straight shooter, good guy, forward thinking guy, and I always am thankful for you and Lindsay and all y'all up in this piece. I'm proud to call you my tribes people, Adam. For real,
Right.
for real.
Appreciate it,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah. Thanks for having me, for hosting me, guys. Real quick, everybody. I left my channel information in this chat. For some reason, I find it really easy to get Twitter followers, but getting subscribers to my channel is like pulling teeth. So anybody who could subscribe to my channel, please, I would
can't
greatly
sub twice,
appreciate it.
bro.
I see you fishing with Camo Joe. Fishing with Camo Joe. I like you already because I like your name, my brother. But for real, guys, thanks for having me. Torrin, bro, you get the credit, man. You turned me on to a lot of this stuff. And Pulseformer, like I said, your comedic timing leaves something to be desired, but your memes make people get hernias, and you are crypto intelligent, my brother. What Jawa
Thanks,
say?
man.
I can unsubscribe and resub. Well, that'd be great, Jawa. It would be nice to see you over there once in a blue moon again, too. You know what I'm saying, my dude? Hey, guys, I don't know. I might pull the trigger on episode 110 tomorrow, or later today, I should say. It's already 2:15. The one thing I did want to plug is many of you will know our Scotsman brother. He's a super staker. He's a poor plebeian, and he's another straight shooter. He's a beautiful individual, a gentleman by the name of DG. You know him as That Body Mechanic. His second episode of his show, fuck you too, Dorsey. His second installment of his show is tomorrow, and I'm the lucky fool who's going to occupy the guest chair. So that's Eastern time. That would be UTC +4, I believe. Eastern time tomorrow, 4 p.m. I'm going to be on the Body Mechanics show, the Triple H podcast, 4 o'clock Eastern time tomorrow. Body Mechanic, Triple H podcast. So yeah, that was about a half hour of me saying goodbye.
Fuck yeah, you crushed it, bro.
All right, man.
Thanks, Adam. Bless y'all.
Love you, Toss.
Love you too, Troy. Hey, guys, viva la Mexico! Ah!
Long live Hexaco.
There we go.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that might be a a great outro for the whole show, because honestly, I was up. I can't stay out of that P-die Telegram channel. I was in a voice chat till almost 4 o'clock last night, and those guys were like, "You need to get your ass out of here, go to bed. We know how late it is over there." I was still rolling, and they're like, "You better stop now, or you're just gonna keep going." I was like, "Yeah, I can't get enough of this stuff." Especially there's so many amazing dudes over there. I'm with Wes totally on the XRP crew, the other world, the other guard. But you know what? We got to bring them all in. We got to wrap
Yep.
everybody in
I
Hexaco,
think
man.
I think they're all just people, and I think that they're all look. All these different crypto communities have like basically the same values. Okay, they just like different tokens.
Well, exactly, bro.
Like
It's like the
like
same
literally.
thing.
Oh, the
We're
way
just
you put it, related to free
bigger, and
speech.
we're front running. Like I went to the Sologenics party in Vegas. We got tickets to the Corium party in Los Angeles in March, and Fashion Coder and Black Hexagon went because we couldn't go. So we've been in other communities seeing what's going on. And like, we're not the only ones feeling like the bear market is brutal. Like, volume is dying across the board. It's not just us.
Yeah.
So there's every community is so similar. They're passionate in their project for whatever reason. And, we have more in common than you think with these other communities.
Yeah, we just it's like tribalism, you know? Like everybody look, every community in the world, whatever it is, loves to have a good time around a bonfire, except for maybe the people who are scared of bonfires. Okay? So if you go from your tribe to another tribe, I bet they like hanging out around bonfires, you know? They're people too.
100%, bro. And this like, thanks for coming on, bro. I appreciate it. Like I was in the Twitter space earlier, and that was just like, damn, this is so good. I wish I could just reiterate this whole space right now, but there's so much going on, and we're so early in this, and I'm sure tomorrow this isn't gonna stop. I just have a feeling this is gonna be the it topic for the next couple weeks.
Yeah, I
And
hate
I mean,
I don't want to speculate, but some of the guys in there were just saying wait for the weekend. They were calling some volatility for today, and I think we've seen it. I definitely expect a lot of things to keep going because there's nothing that attracts people more than big green candles, and I don't know
yep.
where else you're gonna find anything like what's going on now. So we definitely need to keep nurturing it, and digging without a doubt. I mean, hexagons are good at like getting down to the groins, to the cup
Yeah.
in your balls level.
Yeah, I was talking to one of the well-known influencers earlier about this, and I told him, I was like, "Look, man, I was like, we need the big brains to look into this real quick and just tell us if it's bullshit or not. Like, we have the big brain hexagons that like these motherfuckers are like the smartest people in crypto. Like just have them look at it for like 5 minutes, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
I talked to Chris from the Verse today for like an hour on the phone, and he's so fucking smart with the shit that he does, and I trust his research. Like, I trust when he tells me shit, and like I completely agree that like when Rags gets a hold of some of this shit, when Axis looks at it, like, bro, when some of these guys
Axis
come
is
out,
on it. Axis is
yeah.
on it.
Rags is too.
I was talking
Yeah,
So
to
is
Axis
coffee.
on Twitter
I
on
talked to
DMs earlier.
Rags. Yeah,
Yeah, bro.
Coffee was in the chat, in the Telegram
Mhm.
earlier. I talked to him a little bit
Yep.
about it. I'm gonna claim getting Axis in there personally. I messaged him 5 days ago, and he got in there. And that's what we need. We need these guys to take serious looks. It's going to take a lot more than 5 minutes, but like so far, the only thing I really think is an issue. I mean, you're looking at fork to fork, copy to copy. The big difference between us and ETH is the inflation. you know,
Yep.
the supply inflation, that might have been the big problem. Like nobody's really gotten down to it. I don't like it was a straight copy. The only thing that was different, unless Richard changed something, was the inflation supply, and I could easily see that causing a problem uh, w- with the minting, and apparently that's been fixed. We don't know for sure, but then Atropa, there is some new things going on. It's a whole new game. We don't know exactly how this is going to shake out. We don't know who's behind it. All we can do is really follow the charts.
Yeah, apparently some dude. What's it? Apparently some dude undercovered like apps associate like blockchain apps associated with Atropa, and like apparently like he had just like scraped the surface of this, but like he was talking about like it kind of looks like it's an entire ecosystem that like none of us have any idea like about, and like it's there,
Yeah,
and like
I've been digging a lot. So much so that my head just keeps spinning over and over. But I've been following transactions, I've been following contracts. There are a shit ton of bots in there. That's all I know right
It's a
now.
bot
yeah,
contract, isn't it? Isn't it just an AMM bot?
Well, yeah, that's the basis of it, but it's not just one bot or just one contract. It's a lot.
yeah,
Whoever did this, and this is what I'm trying to say, is like somebody this sophisticated who's just looking to scrape millions out of crypto could do it much more easily than this.
yeah, like did y'all hear about the block blend thing?
We were talking about a bunch of it earlier with the website looking like Pulse Chain and the colors, and then like just this is like exactly what Richard like fantasizes about.
Yeah,
Anonymous crypto spending with a card.
yeah. So it's basically Tornado Cash on steroids, and it's like
Yes.
it goes from chain, it like bridges from chain to chain and shit, and like so I went into the Telegram and I started looking through it and like searching up keywords, and like these guys have been trying to get like our attention for like quite some time now, and like apparently somebody like okay, the guy that's behind this shit is completely anonymous. No, like apparent, like I even went in and tried myself to get them to tell me about him, and I was like, look, I was like, y'all know I'm trying to ask y'all about the dev. Just tell me, are y'all gonna tell me anything about the dev? And they're like, nope, we're not gonna tell you nothing. I was like, okay, I'll leave it at that. And apparently, like this guy's like really big or whatever, and like he's doing some really crazy shit. So like, and they're talking about like Richard Hart and all this shit in this chat, and like they're focusing on Pulse Chain and stuff. Like I had no idea there's like like over 3,000 of them in here, and it's like I had no idea they're in there, and like they're all talking about Richard Hart and Pulse Chain and stuff.
Well,
Well, that's the thing, man. You look
loves
at like how many people there are in Hexaco and how many of them have way more money than most of the people that are vocal every day. This shit's way
Mhm.
bigger than most of us like them, It's
Yeah.
it's so
You're
much more.
so true. You're so right, Torrin. You're so right.
So right,
We
like
are like to views in this community. Like, bro, our little channel here, we are so shadow banned. It's insane. Like,
yeah,
I just went away for a week and I came back, and the two videos that I did like a week before I left on Fidelity, Futures, and BlackRock, both of them apparently did not get one single view in 10 days.
yeah,
And we
yeah,
lose subscribers every
That's
day.
nuts. Yeah, I don't believe that at all. Like, yeah, there's definite like high amount of gatekeeping going on, and that's what bothers me. Is like I see it. I got into it for a while, and right before I found out about the P-die, before it started taking off, before the Fudster stuff, during the conference. Actually, I got into it with Thoths, even. I got into it with whales. I got, even live on Maddie's stream before the conference. And, it wasn't in retrospect. It was fine because most of it wasn't public. It was I was talking to these streamers behind the scenes for the most part about the about Richard's vision and the whole 9 yards. And I think the older guard of yeah, I don't even know how to exactly to put what
Well, there's a new wave of stream. The old guard of stream. I don't want to single anyone out, but I feel like the old guard were a lot of people that just were in the right place at the right time and had no intentions of streaming or being the face of anything. It just fell into their laps, and with that clout comes like it's like an addiction.
Yep.
And now, and since the actual smart people that passed the IQ test, like that got in around adoption amplifier, around big payday, when hex scam, you had to do some research to get through that FUD yourself. So anyone that made it through the IQ test versus just dumb luck, right place at right time, it's a different person. So I think there's going to be a different wave of like leaders that come.
But I think there really is a Hart syndrome, like a Richard Hart hexagon syndrome. Like I'm definitely guilty of it myself because, like, after going through the last cycle and all the gatekeeping and knowing what hex really is, really, and can be, and watching what happened, people are shell shocked. Like they especially where we're at in the bottom of the bear, all these heavy bottom emotions, everything going on, people trying to do everything they can to make Pulse succeed while nothing's going on. They're worried, and I get it. I mean, that's just a symptom of where we're at. So I'm watching people just break so far out of their box that they don't even have a message anymore. They're just floundering, and it's obvious. It doesn't look like strength. You know what I mean? It doesn't look like vision. It doesn't look like, and so to watch this brand new community of people coming in, we really got to like take note of what's going on, how things are changing, where we're at. And I'm not talking about you, Adam. You're one of the outliers. You're a different sort there. I'm talking about the people that are fearful, really, like that aren't here looking at excitement, looking at the future, but are just emotionally fearful. Like, we got to break out of that. We got to look at it like we've already made it. We're already, we got to step into our freaking shorts right now.
Yeah, that's how I act.
Yeah, bro. Richard laid the pipe down, laid the infrastructure. Now it's a time for people to build and run with it.
Yeah, like, so, I brought up this point earlier in the space that, like, Richard stepping back right now should be a sign. So, like, leaders try to lead by example, right? So, like, by him stepping back and kind of like letting Pulsechain take the front stage is exactly what he should be doing. And that also sets the example for us when we're talking to other people who aren't involved in our ecosystem to not talk about the man, talk about the tech, because that's what's important.
Well,
that's how you're going to win those people over.
How amazing is it that we just spent 2.5 hours talking about Richard Hart, Hex, Pulsechain, and we didn't even once mention the greater FUD, which is what Richard's really dealing with. The legal, the SEC shit. We're not even worried. We're not even talking about it.
Well, yeah, I read that shit.
But that's why he's not here. Ultimately, like, he's doing what he has to do for the health of the chain, and that means stepping the fuck back and letting the machine do its thing. You know what I mean? Like, it's not, he started it, he built the machine, and now we're doing the work, not him. And that's what's really important in terms of the legal aspect.
Yep. And the prices are down, but the chain's fine. And I don't hear a lot of people talking about, like, You remember back before Pulsechain launched, everybody like you would hear from time to time like, "Oh yeah, just know like Hex dipped a shit ton right after it launched, and Richard Hart told people, hey, maybe don't buy it right after launch and wait a little bit, and people got wrecked, and people did that same thing this time, and I know that I haven't heard anybody talking about that at all. Like people like we were definitely warned like hey, maybe don't degen on daylight 4. Like and people still did it and they're crying about it. And it's like, well, you are in the middle of a bear market, like
Bingo.
come on.
Well, that's the danger of influencers screaming 10,000x. The buying burn's
Yeah.
gonna literally buy up all the supply and just make us all rich tomorrow.
Yeah. And that is dangerous. And look, basically like the way I look at it is the money or whatever that we sacked for Pulse got time locked through a 2.5, 3 year bear
100%.
market and then just got released to us. And whatever we did with it, we did with it. And
Yep.
like
I'm totally happy. Where we came out.
I'm so happy.
Yep. That's exactly what I've been telling people. He locked up my value. I came out to 2x off of what I sacked. And that
Yeah.
was off the bull. If it was compared to, and that's just Pulse, we're not going to go into PulseX right now. That's a whole nother story. I got to get out of here, honestly. But yeah, I like, if you're not paying attention to the cycles and where we're at, yeah, I just personally ignore all of that shit. I'm not even going to get started with people that try and complain about it. It's like
I'm
we're not gonna win
happy.
with them.
I'm happy that Hex is working. I'm happy that the chain's working. I'm happy that the Dex is working. I'm happy that new people are coming in and new projects are being launched. I'm not buying all of them, but I'm happy that they came and launched them here. And like I don't understand why people seem to like ignore those factors because they're kind of important. Like it's kind of what it's all about. Like stop looking at the dollar prices, okay? Don't you understand? Like, let me go into this, okay? I look at Hex as my main currency, okay? So when I go buy a bag of chips, I'm trying to do the calculations in my head of how much Hex that bag of chips cost. Okay? Why? Because the dollar is terrible and I'm trying to run as far away from it as I can and put my economic value into
Yeah,
where I want it to be.
I'm right there. Every time I spend
Like,
$10, I'm like, do I really want to spend $100 or $1,000 on this?
yeah, right, exactly. And it's like I don't want the dollar. Like, dude, I don't know if you did, but like I cashed out a fat steak at the very top and I dumped my yield and I'm like, that's the most money I've ever made in a 30-day period of my life. And like I didn't dump the principal, but I was like, dude, I gotta take advantage of this, and like y'all don't understand, man. When those stakes start like ticking and like you're yielding 10,000 hex a month or whatever, like, and you're cashing it out, and it's worth like you're looking at like 75 cent, 50 cent, a dollar, whatever number hex, even 20 cent number, even 25 cent hex, like you kind of start to understand what the like what the game being
Yeah,
played is
it's
here.
all timing. You
Yeah.
just
So,
if you
dude, all these people too that are bitching that they're wrecked, all they're wrecked. Oh wait, do you have a stake that's 10 years out? 50, yeah, I do. 15 years
Dude.
out. Yeah, I do. Okay, well, just wait. You
Yeah.
saved yourself from your self action. You can't even fucking see it.
Yeah,
Like, I'm
I
broke as
hate
fuck over
seeing the
here.
threads that, oh, Richard wrecked me. I got another one today. A guy wasn't even following, and Twitter decided I need to see this shit. And I'm like,
Yep.
it just pissed me off. I'm like, he forgot to finish out his post saying, if I had just bought this, I had to bend up, 100x. Because you know why? Because it didn't happen. We all know, where we're at in the cycle. It just pisses me off that people will go on Twitter and then the first couple of comments will be, oh yeah, I'm sorry, bro, blah blah blah. And it's like the first 5 posts should all be like, oh, what would you have bought instead? Like, seriously. Like,
Yeah.
Well, I really do think Twitter is at least 50% bots.
Yeah.
Well, and I mean,
I mean,
I understand some people may have done better, like definitely everything's not down the same, but everything's gone up and down. You know what I mean? Like it's such
yeah.
a shit comparison to at this point, like to just not give all the rest of the metrics, like, and just go on Twitter and be like, fuck Richard and all this shit. Like, it's
Yeah.
like, what the
Well,
fuck?
you gotta understand, man. Like, so we're down like harder than everybody else is right now. So everybody's jumping on us to like shit on us because like back at the peak of the bull, we were
Because
rubbing
we
it in their
split,
fucking
because they got
faces.
doubles. That's one thing. Another thing that people keep
That too.
forgetting. They got
Yeah, that too.
doubles. Like,
Yeah, everybody exactly. Well, people compare well, they're looking at these charts from Hex before Pulse launched. Well, you can't look at those charts and compare it anymore. You got to compare the two chains and then look at those charts.
Right. And another thing is like I think it's really interesting that Hex was the only crypto that was treated like a stock split in this like entire launch. Like it's not like SHIB went down 50% on Ethereum and went up like however much percent on Pulse chain, right? Like Hex was treated as a stock split.
Yep.
Like and like that's so unique and I don't know how it happened, but yeah, that was pretty wild. Like you don't ever get to like that was probably like nobody in crypto's experienced that, I don't think.
How come Charles isn't called a scammer? How come Vitalik's not called the scammer? How come Andre's not called a scammer? He's the king of DeFi.
because they're not
I don't know.
scary.
Well,
They're
Richard
not.
Hart's a scammer. But I don't understand. There's no people that are coming out saying they've been scammed. So why is this just this constant narrative and just crucifying? It's crazy. It
Because
makes
it's
me
coming
think
at
it's
the
not human.
scammers' throats, the real scammers.
Right. Yeah.
Well, and
When
it's also people have bought into the King Arthur narrative. You know what I mean? So they buy into that. They're like, okay, this is different. Richard's, not the same as this other stuff. So then they go with Richard over Charlie or Butterin, and thinking that, believing in whatever narrative, coming up with some emotional numbers in their head, not understanding where they're at and what's going on. And then, so as soon as they're down, they'd shit. If they'd gone into another project, they'd be feeling the same way. Whether or not they'd speak about it or not is another, they probably wouldn't, because they're doing what they're seeing other people doing. It's all emotional wreckage, and I get it. Like, I totally get it. Like, and based on the way things worked out, with the because of the chain and Richard's top call and everything, I'm underwater on Hex, but I held for the copies, and for good reason, and I'm totally happy I did.
Yep.
It's
Same.
just, people keep forgetting where we're at, and honestly, when you look at the greater macro, between the wars, the diseases, the other shit, like, yeah, people are hurting. Like, like I said, it pisses me off that that's where they want to lay their blame. But I get it. I understand. Like, I don't even respond to any of that stuff.
Yeah.
It's hard to look at for sure. But
Yeah.
I love you guys. I gotta get out of here. I didn't get any sleep last night, and
Yeah, you
I'm
sound pretty
tired.
tired, man.
Yeah, I'm wrecked. So I really appreciate you having me up, Adam. It was great to talk to you too, Wes. And
Yeah, man.
yeah, I appreciate it. It's big value here, Adam. Thanks for doing it, brother.
Yeah, bro. Wouldn't be me up here by myself. It's just not the same. Like I would do this every night.
Yeah, hell yeah.
That was great. It was great. I loved it. Thanks,
Awesome.
guys.
Yeah,
man.
Pulseformer, appreciate you stopping in, bro. We'll definitely, hopefully, do it again.
Yeah, for sure, dude. Yeah, just hit me up. I'm on Twitter all the time.
Yeah, bro,
So,
definitely. We'll do. Yeah.
Let me know. I'm always down to come talk about whatever.
Awesome, bro.
I can have an opinion on anything.
Hell yeah.
Cool. All right, guys. I'll catch you guys in the morning probably.
Yeah,
All right, Joe.
yeah. I'll see you in the Telegram chat in 10 minutes.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Nighttime
guys.
Telegram. All right, Joe. Have a good night.
All right, guys. All right, y'all. Well, that was the that's it for tonight. Well, way longer than expected, but when crazy things happen, you never know. So yeah, guys, like, share, subscribe. We'll definitely be back tomorrow night, I believe, with Wales at 8 o'clock. We'll just confirm that in the morning. 90% sure we're on. But yeah, it might be a stream during the day. If not, check out Chaos Chris at 5:30. I believe he's streaming. It's gonna be fire. So like, share, subscribe. Appreciate everybody that stopped in the chat, and we will catch you on the next one.